got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. Ticket to my heart. Uno, dos, tres, yo. In my blue striped car, she's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the...
Hello, everyone. So welcome. Yeah, looking forward to this being an awesome show with a special guest, a very special guest. Blind artist, actually I think he's world famous, blind artist, John Bramblitt. And he's not here yet, so I'm not going to make the introduction yet. I'd rather do the introduction once he's here. So And on the panel today is going to be my special guest, John Bramblitt, blind artist, and a friend of mine. It's me, Alec, who joins me most every week on the panel. So Alec and me are both going to be asking questions and asking questions to John. And let's see, I think John's here. Yeah, John's here now. So, I wonder if he can hear. Oh, never mind. So I'm gonna let's bring John on, and then I'll introduce John to you once he's on panel. Hey, welcome, John.
Oh shoot, let's see my sounds. Sorry, one sec.
Can you hear me?
I think the sound's not coming out the right place. Let's see. Is anybody saying anything?
So what's the problem?
Shoot, did I mess the sound up?
We can hear you, John. We can hear you. Do you want to leave and come back? I don't know. Maybe John can't hear us. And I'm not muted.
Oh, good. It's working. Okay, cool.
I'm not muted. So, John, hi, John. Can you hear us? Can you hear everybody in the chat? Can you hear John too? Because I can hear John. So in the chat, can people tell me if you can hear John? John, you can't hear us? I don't think John can hear us. I don't know how to relay the message to him if he's watching the chat or not. Hey John, let me put the camera on me. Hold. Hey John, you can't hear us? Oh my goodness, John, if he can't hear, I'll try to type. I'm going to send him an email because I don't know how else to communicate with him. I don't know if he's looking at the chat or not, and I'm going to email him. That's the only way I can communicate with him. John, can you hear us? I don't think he can. Okay, I'm going to send him an email. I don't know how else to communicate with him. Oh, I could communicate with him in the chat. Oh, I don't know about that. With his vision. John. No, Alec, not yet. Just a moment. I have to email John. I'm gonna text my message.
Sorry, I just got the chat going, I think. I don't see where to comment. Sorry, guys.
Oh, John, can you hear us?
I can't hear you guys. Let me look at my settings. Sorry, guys. Oh shoot.
Okay,
I'm so sorry. I can now. I'm so sorry, guys.
What, you can hear us now?
I can. My son was playing with my computer.
Uh-huh. No problem.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's not your fault. It's no problem. Isn't that what's just going to happen? When kids play with the computer, they're going to mess up your settings, aren't they?
Oh, my word. I feel so silly. I was just waiting for things to start. I thought, it's just getting slow today.
So that's a good explanation for that. your son was playing with your computer and he messed up your settings. It's not any wonder.
Oh, he did. He has a virtual reality thing that he uses, and he had everything going out to that somewhere. It's a mess. But I apologize. But I'm so glad to be here, Diana.
I'm so glad your audio is working. Oh, I'm so glad. Now I got to make a proper introduction. Okay, so now we have John Bramblitt here, who is who. Oops, let me turn down my sound. We have John Bramblitt, blind artist here, who's world renowned. And actually, and correct me if I'm wrong, John, you're the only blind muralist. Is that correct?
Yeah, so far, until someone else wants to join me.
Oh. Yes, he's the only blind muralist in the world, and he travels around the world painting murals, among other things, because he also does canvas paintings and sells his paintings on canvas and sells them and does commissions. His website and his YouTube channel are linked down below at the top of the description box. And he's been interviewed by CBS. He's been interviewed by the Dallas Art Museum. He has done one or more, I don't know about one, but he's probably done one or more TED Talks. So he is a super inspirational guy, everybody.
Oh, thanks so much, Diana. I thank you. I'm blushing.
And his blindness journey was not his whole life. His blindness journey was not his whole life. His blindness journey started in his 20s. And I've heard his story before, and I probably don't remember every detail, but his blindness journey started in his 20s due to epilepsy. Is that right?
Yeah. Epilepsy and Lyme's disease kind of made a bad combination.
Oh. So yeah, so I'm going to be doing jelly printing, which I hardly ever do it that often, but it's mono printing, meaning every print is meaning that every print is unique. That's why they call mono printing. It's not like usually printmaking. You can make several prints of the same print. So with a jelly print is one way of doing this type of mono printing, and people call it jelly printing because that's the brand name of the plate called Jelly, the Jelly brand company. And I'm going to do simple techniques because I don't do this that often, and I've invited some people from a Facebook group that I'm in that they're like experts. They do jelly printing all the time. So I warned them ahead of time. We're going to be just doing I'm doing basic jelly printing. And John, can you tell us what you're going to be doing?
Oh, sure. I'm working on a painting here it's actually I did a Disability Unite event in New York, and I was painting this in Central Park for it, and I didn't quite finish it, so I thought I'd work on it here too. But it's acrylic painting on canvas.
It's acrylic painting on canvas. You know what? I'm sorry. I am going to turn off my speech chat because speech chat is how I hear stuff. But I have a problem with speech chat talks louder than people like my guests talking. I mean, and so today it's very important. I want to hear everything you say. So right now, everybody, I'm going to turn off speech chat so I can hear more clearly what John's saying in my earphones. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to ask you that question again. But hold on, let me turn off speech chat.
No problem at all. I understand completely. My studio, I have you coming out of a speaker, and then I have a chat Bluetooth for my controls on my computer.
Yeah.
And that's one reason I got the sound so messed up because my son, like I had everything, anyway. It sounds a challenge sometimes when you use screen readers and audio going through and then other things.
I love this speech chat because I just discovered it about a month ago, and I love it. But the one downside is that I can't hear. I can't necessarily hear everybody talking at once. So, and today I really want to be sure I do. So can you tell us again, what are you doing?
I'm working on acrylic on canvas. And it's a painting that I started in Central Park last month for the Disability Unite. It's Disability Pride Month every July. And so I was in Central Park painting this, but I didn't finish. So I thought this would be.
Oh, so you started it as a plein air painting outside.
Scene.
Oh yeah, like so plein air means you paint outside. Like oh yeah, so you were painting outside. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm a weird plein air painter because I'll this is a 3 foot by 2 foot painting, and most of the time when you're painting outside, you paint on little things that are easy to pack. But I don't like to make anything easy, I guess. So I brought a big canvas, but it's fun. It's so for a visual description, it's a painting of a bridge in the background, and then it has two people that are kind of hugging, but they're a little obscured by an umbrella. And they're on a city street in New York, and there's buildings on either side of them, and it's sort of a wet scene, so there's lots of light glinting. I don't know. I love wet sort of parks.
Oh yes.
Just because it makes the light and you can add a lot of color. So I'm not sure if it's on the camera very well, but it's behind me a little bit.
I've seen a lot of the scenes of like people in umbrellas walking down a wet road, like a night rainy night wet scene.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that, but I love it. I love those. I love that.
Yeah, I can understand because of the lighting. The lighting can be very interesting.
Yeah. And I wanted to share too because this event in New York, it's this year was the first year we did that, and I wanted to mention it because it's something that it's going to be done every year, and I'm gonna be the resident artist for the event. But it's Disability Pride Month for the whole country, but one of the biggest celebrations is in New York, and they've asked me to curate to put on an art show in Central Park next July, and I want to curate using artists with disabilities, of course. And I haven't started doing this, but I just wanted, to let you know, and then just to let some people know that I know, that I know, to kind of get advanced knowledge. So, if you're an artist with a disability, or if you know someone that you think would be great,
I am. Oh, that's right. You're making the message to everybody because I have everybody. And since I changed my channel name, it's not Artfully Blind with Diana anymore. I changed it to match my website, which is that I've had several years, called Serenity Studio Arts, and now I'm the same name across all platforms. But I'm legally blind. Also, not my whole life, but I am legally blind. Not totally blind, but technically I'm legally blind, and so I have a vision disability. In case I think John knows that, but just in case some of the viewers didn't know that.
Yeah, and which is so it's wonderful that you do this, that you put on this channel, and and you're able to reach out to more people. And I just want to let people know I haven't made like any. I've talked about it on my Facebook stream, because I just get on there and chat about anything, but I haven't really talked about it, and I haven't put out a call for art, but I just wanted to mention it here because I feel like, your audience probably has an interest in artists with disabilities or art. And I just want to find some of the most interesting art done by people with any type of disability. And I want to showcase it in New York because it'll be, photographers, the media, be there. It's, I'm not saying like it will make anybody's career or make any promises like that. It's just any exposure is good. And this seems like this year was the first time that they did it. And I was there, and they did an incredible event. This was their first time, and it was amazing. Next year, it's just going to get better and better. And next year, I'm actually going to I'm going to make an art event for it. So I did it this year, but being there, it's like, you get all these ideas. And I thought, oh man, what would be super sweet is if we could bring in lots and lots of artists with disabilities and just really show people that you have a disability. It doesn't mean that you can't do things. And it's such a positive message. So anyway, I don't, I just wanted to put that out there. So if anybody knows anybody, or if you are somebody, with a disability, to keep it in mind, it won't be for a year. It'll be next July. I mean, we'll start putting it together before then,
Oh, okay. So I do. Many of my viewers have vision disability and maybe other disabilities, but I don't think I have hardly any viewers, or if they're not regular viewers, that are an artist or a crafter with a disability. I know some, but not the most part of my artists. Anyway, so.
Yeah. Or if there's an artist you follow, or if somebody has an artist they really like, they think like, oh man, that would be, so I just really, my only goal in the whole thing is to put together a show that makes us all very proud, and being a person with a couple of disabilities, and I don't know, I want something it's very positive and very happy, and and as a voice. So But I'm really curious about what you're doing. I've never tried jelly
Oh,
printing. It sounds delicious. I know.
sounds delicious. Yeah, well, I'm not an expert on it, but I just to remind myself, I watched a beginner's video today to learn 9 techniques, and I've so. And so, okay, just want to say the stencils I'm using are from PM Artist Studio. I won their June giveaway, and I won money, and with a lot of the money, I bought organizational items for my studio to help me get organized, and then I bought butterfly stencils from PM Artist Studio. PM Artist Studio was the sponsor of the giveaway, and I gotta put their website down below. I gotta remember to, but. So I just want to give credit to who the stencils I'm using are from, and they do tons of jelly printing on their channel. They're experts on the jello printing. No, jelly printing. and can you tell us more about your process?
Oh, sure. So on this painting behind me, before I lost my eyesight, I was an illustrator. I did drafting. I did everything that didn't involve paint. I didn't think I'd be a very good painter, but I learned how to draw, and I took every class. I think I could draw before I could walk. I just, for some reason, in my broken brain, it sort of made sense. And then so growing up, I read everything I could about drawing and different types, and then I started taking classes. And in college, I was able to do drafting, like to draw like the blueprints for houses, to be able to do portrait work, cartoons, anything that was drawing, I was really into. But then after I lost my eyesight, you start learning how to do everything in new ways. And art had always been a big part of my life, but I thought it was gone. I thought I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't see how in the world. I was so fortunate the college I was going to was very proactive, and I thought I had to leave school, but they made it very clear to me that I could do anything I wanted. I could be anything I wanted.
Oh,
they were incredible, and they made it where I was able to stay in school. I was getting.
Are you talking about high school or college?
College. It was the University of North Texas.
Oh.
And so I was able to stay in school and take classes, but I was getting incompletes. While I was learning Braille, while I was learning how to do screen readers, while I was learning O&M, like the white cane training. Yeah. So I was learning how to do all of this, and I would still go to classes. I would have sighted guides that would take me to a class, but they made it where, whenever you go through something like that, it's very depressing. You feel very isolated, very angry. But they made it though where I still had people around me that cared. So even when I didn't believe in myself, there was people that believed in me. Even though I didn't believe I could really do anything, it was just like, okay, you keep going through the motions. And then after about a year, I could travel well enough with a cane to be able to leave my apartment. I live really close to the university, and I could leave my apartment and be able to find, go down the streets, cross the streets, and be able to get to the university and find the right building and then find the right classroom. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, good grief, if you can use a stick basically, and with the techniques, and be able to travel across the city, surely you could travel across something a lot smaller, like a canvas, if you just use the same techniques. And so I started applying the O&M techniques, the cane techniques to canvas. So I started drawing.
O&M means orientation and mobility.
Yes, it sure does. That's right. Sorry, I just say O&M and sometimes I forget.
Yeah.
But I started using those techniques, and so I would draw lines that I could touch and feel. So it'd be the same way. If you have a white cane and you can feel the curb and the sidewalk, the grasses, I can make lines, and I can feel where the line is, where the other lines are, and where they cross. It gives you more to feel. And with the paints, I actually make the paints feel a little bit different. There's different textures that I mix with the paints, so that I can make white actually feel different than the black paint, and so on and so forth. But when I first started, though, my paintings were very, very simple. Like 20 years ago when I started painting, they were very geometric, only using 2 or 3 colors, no shading, no blending. But over the time, you just, you start learning these techniques and you start growing. And, being a visually impaired artist or an artist with a disability is very, very similar. It's almost exactly the same really as being an artist that doesn't have an impairment or a disability. Every artist I've ever met,
It's the same.
huh?
Oh, you think so? You're saying it's having an artist with a disability is just pretty much similar to an artist without a disability.
Well, art. One of the things I love about art is that it's all about finding a way to do something.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not about what you can't do; it's about what you can do. So if you want to draw, like, let's say, like this umbrella that I have here, there's hundreds and hundreds of different ways to be able to draw it out, or sketch it out, or paint it out. And every artist will find something that works for them, that kind of speaks to them, or their it works towards their talents or their interests. And so that's just wonderful. So when it comes to art, you're trying lots and lots of different things. Most of them won't work. And it doesn't matter if you're sighted, if you don't have a disability, if you do have a disability. Most of the things you're going to try in art don't work. You latch on to the ones that do, and you start building on those. And after a while, we got one thing that you can do, and that works. And you find another one and another one, and you start putting those in your toolbox, and then over time, there's more and more and more. And you're able to do more. Like, I'm able to blend colors and draw more detail and do all these sorts of things. One of the great things, though, about art, I think this is just one of my favorite things. I'm sorry, I know I'm just talking, but I get really excited about art. But whenever I first started painting and drawing, like I said, everything was very simple, very geometric, very few colors, no blending or shading. But the enjoyment that I got out of it and the benefit that I got out of the art was brilliant. It was amazing. It was great. Like, I wasn't worried about anything in the future. I wasn't worried about things in the past. I was only focused on the paint on the end of my brush. Now that I can do a lot more techniques and a lot of things are more refined, the benefit that I get out of painting is exactly the same. So whether 20 years ago when I first started or now, I still, get the same benefit. So it's one of the wonderful things about art. You're never an expert. You never stop learning. You never stop pushing the boundaries. And the benefit never gets old. Like, you don't come to the end of it where it's like, well, it didn't make my day better. It's always there. It always makes it better.
Thank you. So I just want to address people in the chat now. So let's see. It's me, Alec. Hi, Alec. He comes to almost all my streams. Let's see. Somebody's Justin Malo. He also comes to all my streams. He's regular. Welcome, you guys. Then there is Lisa Mingus. Hi, Lisa. And let's see. Passion for Art is here. And Lisa Mingus says, that is awesome, John.
Well, thank you.
And then let's see who else. Oh yeah, John Shelton from the UK is here. Hi, John. And he says, what does he say? Oh, woohoo! Happy Tuesday. Goswina comes to us from the Netherlands. Hi, Goswina. She's an artist. And let's see. And the RVDJ. Hi, RVDJ. And let's see, and John Mahoney, the Blind World, comes to us from Dublin, Ireland. He says, "Hey, Diana, John, and hey, John, then Jordan said, I had to make it to this party because I know that John was here, and they will be exciting. I love John and his wife because they're all smart as I don't know what word he wrote there. Smart. They're all smart."
Well, my goodness, thank you. I don't know how smart I am, but I sure appreciate it.
And Lisa Mingus says, John, did brain memory help when you were in the transition from sight to visually impaired?
Did brain memory? It did. You know what's funny though? I don't know if it was my orientation and mobility instructor, but I think most of them do this. But if you're sighted, they make you wear a mask over your eyes because your brain is constantly putting up visualizations. So whenever you think about something, you see it in your mind, you sort of in your mind's eye, so they say. So whenever I was learning how to use the white cane, she would make me wear a mask over my eyes because there's this thing, like when you're walking down a sidewalk, in your mind, you might see an open, clear sidewalk, and so you're not paying as much attention to the cane because you're not used to the cane yet and all. And so you're in your mind, you're walking down this open sidewalk, but in reality, you're about to walk into a tree or a pole, and you don't wrap yourself around too many poles before you start to realize, like, oh, I better pay attention to the stick I have in my hand. It's cane. And so having the blindfold over your eyes, it makes you realize that whatever you're seeing in your mind, it's not in the outside world, you know. So it's funny. You start learning to make a difference, you know, in what you're touching and feeling and seeing in your mind. But it helps a whole lot. And one of the things is I started practicing being able to touch things and visualize them, because I was sighted all the way up until college. So I would practice touching things that I knew really well. Like my grandfather had given me a baseball, and it had all these little nicks and cuts in it, and like some of the seams were a little busted, but I knew it just like the back of my hand. I'd had it, you know, ever since I was 7 years old. So I would touch it and I would visualize like the different cuts and scrapes on it, or like a table that my grandmother had, where, you know, I had seen it all my life, and I could touch it and I'd feel every little bump and mar in it, and I would know what it looked like, but I would feel it and touch it and visualize it. So I started building new ways to visualize a little bit. So I don't know if that makes any sense or if that helps, but or maybe I'm just weird.
Thank you for explaining. And hello, Edward Smart, channel member in the house. Hi, channel member in the house. And Edward Smart, shout out to Edward Smart. His channel is about flight and aviation, and his channel links down below in the description box. And he recently bought one of my new pieces of merch, the Happy Dance T-shirt. I have 3 Happy Dance designs, because, you know, I do a Happy Dance on my John, you know how I do a Happy Dance on my
yeah.
So I designed some new merch. I designed some new Happy Dance merch, and Edward, he just received one of his T-shirts. Thank you, Edward.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I guess we could bring it. Okay, I'll bring Alec, and Alec might be having some questions for you too. Alec's a teenager, so just FYI. Hi, Alec. Well, he may have stepped away. Okay, so you're saying that when you do your art, you do it by touch, and you like relate it to, you taught yourself to paint that way because you said, well, if you can get around with orientation and mobility training, if you can get around by touching and knowing where things are, then you said you applied that to painting and said, I can do this with painting then.
To be honest, this was like, I lost my eyesight 21 years ago. So now I guess my blindness is old enough to drink. I don't know. It's 21, so I don't know. But I started painting about 20 years ago, and 20 years ago. Yeah. And so, and honestly, like, there wasn't, the idea of visual artist wasn't really a thing back then, you know, and I thought I was crazy trying to paint, but I was really angry and I was very depressed. And growing up, I had a lot of health problems. I had a kidney removed by the time I was 7. I had neurological problems. I was born with severe epilepsy, and I was in and out of hospitals a lot. And art had always been my way of sort of dealing with that. Like, I had a very happy childhood because I had a wonderful family, and I also had art. So if it was a bad day, art helped me through that bad day. And if it was a good day, then I celebrated the day with art. So
right.
So either day it was a good day for art, but you know, it's but whenever the eyesight went, I was so angry and depressed, and I'd always use art to help me. And I decided, you know what, even though it's crazy, you know, I'm going to try to start painting. Like, I want to see if I can draw even anything. Like, if I can draw a square, then at least that's something, you know, and it's getting my mind off of what is going on. Because when the eyesight first went, my health wasn't good at all. Like, my prognosis, you know, like my neurologist told my family and me, you know, that they thought I might have maybe a year to live because I was having these massive seizures that was making my heart stop and my breathing stop. And of course they were wrong. Thank goodness, you know, they were wrong about that. I'm still here. I'm not a zombie or anything.
Yeah.
But you know, I didn't really have any hope for the future. So, you know, I just wanted something that helped, and I wanted to do something that was really positive. And art had always been that for me. It had always been something that really helped me, and it was very positive. And so I just started doing that. And And thank goodness, because I mean, it really, it saved me in a whole lot of ways.
Oh, yes. So, and now you've gone around the country teaching your method.
Yeah, we've I started. It's weird. I started my first art shows. I didn't tell people that I was blind. I just wanted to meet other artists, really. So I wouldn't have an opening, and then I would do the show, and the shows ended up doing really well, and then it got out. Like some stories started being written about me being visually impaired, and then that was the best thing that could happen. I was still in college. It took me a while to get through college, so I was still in college, and some nonprofits and charities reached out to me and asked me if I could come and talk to their clients, maybe do some workshops, just kind of. So I started doing that, and I started traveling all over the country, working with different charities and nonprofits. And I started meeting people that had all kinds of challenges. And I started realizing that, I thought that my blindness made me different than everyone else. And I started meeting people that had far greater challenges than I ever had. And they were happy, and they were living, there was this life that they just loved.
And they were happy.
Yes. And I started thinking, well, my blindness doesn't make me different than everyone else. Everybody in their life has something that's bigger than they are. It seems bigger.
Yes, you're right.
So it just made me more. And then because I was working with these nonprofits and charities, museums started to contact me saying, hey, we want to be more inclusive. Can you come and design programs for us? So I started doing work for them. And I've worked with the Guggenheim and the Dallas Museum of Art for like 15 years, and the Metropolitan Museum in New York, and dozens of museums all over the country. And I've worked with.
Wow,
and then,
that's so impressive.
It's, it's funny. I would say it was impressive if I had ever planned on it or thought about it, but it just sort of fell into it because I don't know. I'm a little obsessed with art, but I would like to say, if someone is thinking about getting out there and breaking into the gallery system is really hard as an artist.
Yeah.
One back door is working with museums. A lot of times museums want people to come in and teach workshops.
Oh,
they
really?
want people to give talks. Yeah, and especially if you're an artist with a disability, you have a different perspective to give that I think people would find very interesting. So being able to work with a museum in your area.
So you mean you mean starting off as a teacher? You mean teaching?
Yeah, you can just come in and teach a workshop or two.
I see.
And sometimes they have like nights where they'll want artists to come in and just paint and just, it's like an evening program at the museum, and they'll let artists like painting in different parts of the museum. But if you do that, and then suddenly on your resume, on your CV, you've got that, you've worked with this museum or that museum. And then galleries start saying, hey, you've worked with this museum. That's pretty interesting. Maybe we'll give your paintings a chance.
Well, do you have any gallery representation?
I do work with galleries. It's kind of funny because I do work with galleries, but I like it, the ones that I work with, but I used to really try hard to get into galleries, and I worked with a bunch of galleries back in the day, but I don't do that as much. Like I'll do certain shows with galleries, but I don't, I don't want to really be represented by a gallery, if that makes sense.
Oh, you don't want to?
No, I've been in the past, and it's it's a wonderful thing about art is that it's different for everybody. So for some people, being in a stable of artists at a gallery is a great fit.
Yeah.
One of the things is that it's really hard for a gallery these days to be able to pay the bills and all. So back in the day, they would have a stable of artists of maybe 8-10 artists,
right.
or 15. And now it's more like 20, 30, 40, 50 artists, and and they'll do a show a month, and then they'll have a group show maybe, but it's really hard for a gallery to promote the art in the way that you would like.
What do you mean? So they're mostly taking established artists now?
Yeah. So it's usually established artists, and then even when you're established, you're thrown in to this sort of big stable of other artists. So even though they are representing your artwork, it's you're still having to do it yourself mostly, so it's
they want you to have a good social media following.
Yeah,
they want you to come with a good social media following, and that you're still promoting. You still have to work at promoting yourself, you're saying.
Yeah, and they'll promote you as well, and that could be very like I've worked with a gallery in Santa Barbara for, gosh, like 8 years. Like it was supposed to be a 1 month show, and we enjoyed it so much that 1 month show has now gone on for years. But it's just so there's like certain galleries, and there's galleries that I'll work with that will do a show, but a big thing, if I go into a show, I want to do workshops, and the workshops are free for people to come. And so I work a lot with museums because museums love doing workshops in this. And but I do have shows, like I have a show that's opening in Louisville.
So what about artist residency? Guess what? I'm getting my first artist residency starting September. It's gonna be 9-month long artist residency at one of my local art centers, and then I get free studio space and a solo show next spring.
Oh my word! Congratulations! That is brilliant.
Thank you. I applied to it. I decided in 2022. Okay, I'm really gonna just go push for any opportunity that appeals to me. Just go for it. And I did. I applied to I applied to artist fellowship, an artist, one artist residency, a bunch of, because I wasn't so interested in getting in jury shows. I'm more interested. I want art grant, artist residency, or artist fellowship. So I pushed for that and applied for. Or anything like for solo shows I'd be interested in if an organization was offering solo shows. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't get everything, but I got that thing, so I was so thrilled.
That is so brilliant. I'm so proud for you.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, that's brilliant. That's awesome. And I don't want it to sound like I'm ixnaying galleries. I work with galleries too, and the ones that I work with, I really.
Oh, this is not a gallery. This is an art center that has a gallery in it. It's an art center.
Right.
That has a gallery in it.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
So what I'm thrilled especially about is that so far, and it's not because of it's not just because of COVID, because I was like this before, where I live my life online, and this happened before COVID. We're just on developing my YouTube channel, so I meet a whole community of people on YouTube, and then a little bit on Facebook, but I just had this whole community of people I meet on YouTube, and my in-person friends, except when I was working. I had my career for 25 years. Yes, I was around so many people then, but so now I don't know that many people in my in-person community, so I'm thrilled I'm going to be involved in my in-person community in the art scene.
Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Well, let me read the chat. Oh, wait, I have to do this one last before it dries. And then I just want to tell everybody that on every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, John and his wife play trivia. I got that Love It's trivia too. If we have time, we could play that here too. But he does studio. He shows his studio. I mean, you can watch him. He talks about what's going on in his artistic life, and then at the end they play the trivia. But he does that every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. He simul broadcasts to YouTube and Facebook. But I noticed if you aren't watching from the Facebook, if you're not watching from the YouTube side, you guys don't see the chat.
Oh yeah, it's funny. We had some trouble with the chat, but I think we have it worked out now.
Ah, okay.
Because the Facebook thing is weird. Every once in a while, it'll change the way they talk to people.
Because I can only see you on you only see the chat on the Facebook side
Oh, that's good. I'll mention that to Jackie. And thanks so much for mentioning that, Diana. We love it. Like my wife and I, we do that, and it's just silly. We just sit and chat, but we usually give away, or very often we give away some artwork, like prints. So if you win if you every trivia question you get right, you get your name put in a hat. Then at the end of it, we'll give away any artwork of your choice that you want, and so that's fun. And but last week I did terrible in the trivia.
Oh, I was there last week.
Oh my goodness! How did you do?
Most of those questions were too hard. But I played Love It's trivia before. I played it a lot on my channel, and I find it depends on the category. I do well on surprisingly, I do well on entertainment because they ask about a lot of entertainment from the past, and I get those. And then I can get food and drink usually, and I can do well on entertainment because it's usually entertainment from the past. And then I can do general knowledge kind of. So I don't know. I surprisingly usually know a lot of the answers, but last week I don't know what the category was, but I did find it challenging.
I did too. My goodness, I usually do okay, but last week, gosh, I did horrible, but it was fun. I don't know. I still have a good time even when I don't know things.
IPM Artist Studio. Yeah, I'm using some of the butterfly stencils, doing basic jelly printing. As you know, I'm not an expert at it.
That sounds really cool. So you have a stencil that you're using to make your prints?
Oh, yes. That's part. You can use stencils. That's one of the techniques, is using stencils all different ways while you're jelly printing. You don't have to use stencils, but so that's just one thing that people often use in their jelly prints. They do use stencils.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, sorry. I got it. When the stream is over, I forgot to put PM Artist Studio. They have a YouTube channel and a website, but it's pretty easy. You can type in exclamation point link with no spaces, and Nightbot will drop your link for you. But I definitely have to put their link in the description box. I did last time, and then so they have a YouTube channel and a website, but it's pretty easy to remember. It's pmartiststudio.com.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, they make like just very unique stencils that they design.
Oh my goodness, how cool.
I travel dreamer. That is nice. I enjoy that, but I'm gonna go. I'm not good at usually. I recognize those butterflies. Yes, you recognize them. Oh, PMR says, tell John we are neighbors. Oh, they live in Texas too. I forgot.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, it's starting to thunder outside. It hasn't thundered. It hasn't rained here in forever. I live in Denton, Texas, and there's actually thunder outside right now. So I wonder if PM Artist Studio can hear the thunder, if they're close enough to hear that.
Yeah, and we'll find out. See, and then Vermont Painting Photos here, and he says, I love this artist. He loves this. He's talking to you. He loves this artist. I love this artist, Serenity Studio Art. Oh,
thank you so much.
They're near Plano.
Oh yeah. That's not very far away at all.
Oh, she says we are in Sachet.
Oh yeah.
Am I saying that right? Sashi?
You know what? It sounds good to me.
Okay. Oh, let me see. Lisa says, John, I bet you would enjoy gel printing. If he has time. Everybody who just came in new, guess what? He's the only world's blind muralist. And so he travels around painting murals. He even painted a mural on on a 747. Was it a 747?
Oh, 737, but that's close enough.
Yeah, and he travels often around the world painting murals, but he also paints paintings on canvas and does commissions and sells his paintings on canvas.
Oh.
His contact information is down below in the description box.
And I have to say, I mean, art is just brilliant. When I started doing art, I like I said before, I thought I was crazy, and thank goodness that it was there, because it changed my entire life. I've been able to meet some of the most interesting people, and I mean, it just changed my whole life. It made it where, I don't know, where you focus on what you can do every day, so it was something positive to do. And I don't know, I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. And I know it's because of my family and it's because of art. So thank goodness. And this is thanks to the people around me. I was so lucky in college to be able to go and start traveling and talking with different nonprofits and charities and meeting other people with disabilities that had challenges that were bigger than mine, because it changed my whole perspective, of what happiness was or what goals in life should be. And thank goodness for that, because I don't know. I think it made me, I'm a different person now. Kind of like being here today and talking with you, Diana, and being able to chat with with the people that are on the chat. That is so special to me. I know in the eyesight.
I'm so glad you think so. Yeah. Because you're a very inspirational, upbeat, positive person. So I love having you on as a guest.
Well, thank you.
Goswina from the Netherlands says art, and she's an artist too. She says art is a great medication for everybody to express yourself. Yeah, I heard that a lot. That philosophy of art being medicine. Art is definitely can be medicine in all kinds of ways.
Oh yeah, isn't that the truth?
Okay.
That's so true. Oh, and I gotta say, I love oh, let me see if I can get the chat going. Who was it that was in the
Netherlands?
Yeah.
Goswina.
I'd say I've only been there once, but it was for a TV event, and I loved the Netherlands so much. Everybody was so friendly. So I just wanted to say thank you for being here from there. It was such a happy experience being able to go over there.
How was that recently or what? A few months?
No,
a few years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago. It was for gosh, I swear my brain today, I can't even think. It was for an event, an awards show on TV, and but the main thing that I remember.
You won an award? You got it was for you?
No, I was there. There was a model that was from there, and they cast her face in plaster, and they sent it to me here in the States, so I could feel her face. And this is before I had the apps and stuff I use now, and I had before I had my 3D printer. So in order for me to understand what she looked like, they actually cast this lady's face in plaster, and she was a famous model from over there, and I can't think of her name right now. And so I started the painting here in my studio. And then I finished it on live TV over there during the award ceremony. And
oh wow, you were up on stage doing that?
Yeah, and but the main thing that I remember though was everybody was just so friendly. My wife and I were over there, and it was just an incredible. I mean, the people were just incredible. I've got to go back there one of these days because it was just such a positive, happy experience. And so many people spoke English, like it's.
That's common in Europe. A lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, and that's something.
They learn. The thing is, they learn English starting in elementary school.
My goodness.
But anyway, I was going to ask something about. Okay, maybe it'll come to me later. Okay. Hello, Alec. Is your mic working?
Hey, yeah.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Hi, Alec. Welcome. Do you have any questions for John?
Oh, I was gonna let you finish reading the chat. Miss V was in the chat.
Oh, Miss V is still here. Thank you for coming by, Mrs. V. And hi. Yes, I did say hello to Fatima. That's Travel Dreamer. So,
Bye.
John, don't you have a teenage son?
I do. He's 14 years old, and he's just about to start high school, so things are about to get real.
Things are about to get.
I feel.
Alec, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, he's in and out with his audio. So sorry. Alec, did you hear the question? I don't know. So he commonly has tech issues. I think he's 16.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good age. Jack is 14 and he's about to start high school. And
I can't let this dry on here. Oh yeah. Oh, but we have go ahead. And after that, we have another question for you.
I'm looking forward to Jack being 16 because then he can start learning how to drive and
yeah.
And then I'll have a chauffeur and that'll be nice.
Okay. Here's a question from Lisa. Lisa says, hold on. Where is it? Oh, John, where do you get your inspiration from for canvas paintings?
Oh, Lisa, I get most of the inspiration from people around me and the things around me, but also from music. Whenever I hear music, I see color, and I always have. So most of my paintings are a lot of crazy colors. Here, let me grab one real quick. I'm gonna go off. Okay. I'm back. Whoa. This chair is very spinny. Okay. So I went and grabbed a painting of a sea turtle that I'm working on. And this is actually, I worked on a couple.
So wait a minute, is that a commission?
It is. And
So
it's a different.
A lot of your work is commissions, right?
It is. Most of what I do is commissions, and then I do paint for some shows that I'm doing, but yeah, mostly commission. But with this though, this is the third turtle that I've done, and it's kind of fun because I try to do the drawing really similar, but I listen to different music. So whoever commissions it, they'll pick a song or an artist, like some person picked Sweet Home Alabama, and and a dun 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 dun.
You're saying they pick the music?
Yeah, and then I'll listen to it, and I'll pull the color from the music, and then I'll work that into the painting. And I sort of did it as a fun sort of thing because just to see how different each painting looked with just different colors, different music too.
So you ask them to tell you what music?
Yeah, I do that quite a bit, and it really helps.
Help paint the kind of painting you think they'll want.
Yeah, I think so. It seems to help. It seems to help me.
I'm still here.
But it's like
okay, Alex.
It's
that's interesting, John.
Well, like if a wife wants a painting of her husband, maybe when they first met, and maybe they were by a lake, and she has all these emotions about it. Of course, it's hard to explain those emotions in words, but sometimes a person can say, "Oh, there's this song that makes me feel the same way." So she can tell me about the song or the artist, and then I'll listen to it in the studio, and I'll get color from it. And whenever I do that, it almost always like matches the way they were feeling. And
that is interesting.
It's good.
Jordan has a question, Diana.
Wait, you want to read it?
He said, "Hey, Diana, can I come home panel if that's okay with you?"
Yeah. Oh, John's one of our friends from the YouTube blind community coming to us from Double Island. Yeah, sure. You can, Jordan. I know you always have big tech issues, but we can. Yeah, we can give it a shot.
Yeah, but I wrote it in the chat. Yes, but I wrote it in the chat. But I am 16, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's what I'm looking forward to Jack being 16.
So he can drive.
Yeah.
Can you drop the link in the chat for him?
Yeah, I will. In just a minute. Yes, I'll drop the link, Jordan. Just a moment.
Oh, and Bruce has a question for you. He said, "John, do you have a type of music that tends to drive you the most?"
Oh, thanks so much for reading that, Alec. Bruce, I listen to lots of different kinds of music, and the college that I went to, strangely enough, it's the #1 jazz college in the world for jazz studies. And so I wasn't into jazz before then, but I like New Orleans jazz. It's very brassy, very happy, very like, well, welcome to New Orleans, and then it's all fun. And so in the morning, I usually listen to that, and that really gets the blood pumping a little bit. But then I listen to lots of different kinds of music, rock and rap and blues and music from the 30s. It's a mess up in here because I'll listen to all kinds of different things, but I'll try to pick music that matches a painting. So usually I'll listen to different things, and then I'll have all these playlists on Spotify, and then I get into doing a painting, and then I'll try to find songs that match that.
Okay, so we have another question from Goswina. She's asking what your age is.
I am 51.
Okay.
But I act like I'm 13, and I feel like I'm 90, so I don't know.
And you feel like you're 90?
I do. Well, I have arthritis. I've had arthritis since I was a teenager from the Lyme disease. But
well, my grandma's birthday was yesterday. So anyway, so Jordan said, okay, then it is all right. And then he said to put the link in StreamYard because he tried to join on Safari.
I'm trying. I'm having an issue. Hold on. I'm trying to put the link in.
So Travel Dreamer said, "John, what is the biggest mural you ever painted?"
I've done a couple of 4-story murals, and so they're
4
like 4
stories. Wait, 4 stories. That's huge.
They are big. They're in Dallas. They're both in Dallas, and there's an area in Dallas called the Bishop Arts District. So whenever you get into the Arts District in Dallas, the first thing that you'll come to is one of my murals that says, "Well, welcome to the Bishop Arts District," and it's giant, and it's got it's 4 stories tall, and it's a park scene with people playing around and really, really bright colors because I like bright colors. And then I have another one a little bit further. Ooh, I just hit the thing. I talk with my hands and it's all willy-nilly. Then I have another one that's the same size, a little further in, and it's a lady playing guitar. But the top of her head is going off the top of the building about 50, 60 feet off the ground. And then her bottom is sitting like it's almost like she's sitting there. But
And Travel Dreamer said, "No way, I thought you about 20 years younger."
Travel Dreamer, you're now my best friend.
Travel Dreamer said, "Huge, that would be so cool to see." Yes, it would be cool to see.
Jordan, the link is in the chat for you, Jordan.
And Goswina said, "Diana, I can't see the text of someone else."
I don't know what she means. What?
And then Bruce said, "I don't know what you mean." So then Bruce said, "I was 16 once, I think." Travel Dreamer said, "I adore color." When PM Artist Studio said, "Have a good one. Great stream, Diana."
Oh, thank you, PM Artist Studio. Thank you so much for stopping by.
And I think.
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say you have such a great group of people here, Diana.
Oh, thank you. Yes, everybody, you're all amazing. Thank you for being here.
Oh, and yes, Diana, can you tell everyone about can you tell everyone about the comment that's pinned over the top of the chat?
Oh, just a side note that yes, I do have a second channel I'm trying to develop that it's trying to maintain 100 or more subscribers, and it keeps getting like to 115 and then dropping to a 99 and going to 105 and dropping to 98. So that's just how YouTube works. And so if you don't have my second channel, please go to the pinned chat above in the chat stream and please check out my second channel and join it if you're interested. Thank you so much.
Okay, is Jordan backstage? Because I don't see him in the chat.
No, I haven't heard him yet.
Jordan, the link is in the chat. Yeah, so that's all the questions. Bruce said bluegrass. I feel deep with. Goswina said.
Oh, I know what she means now. Goswina, just put on live. Make sure you're in live chat, not just top chat. Make sure you're in live chat. Maybe that might help. I don't know. I've never heard of that problem that you're talking about.
Goswina says, "So young, John." And then Bruce said, "Bluegrass, I feel deep with." We have a question from Lisa. She said, "If you draw color from music, do you also draw color from people?"
People's aura. People's aura.
Oh, Goswina, by the way, thanks for saying I'm still young. I don't really do like the auras, like I wish I could. That would be really cool. But but emotions though, and I'll feel people's faces to be able to see what they look like, and some techniques that I developed over the years. And when I first started, it was very rudimentary, and now it's a lot better. Like I'll and I have other techniques to be able to draw portraits, but I noticed that like having to feel a person's face, I'm not really feeling the aura, but when you have your hands on someone else's face, you get to know them pretty well. So,
here might be Jordan.
So we're usually we end up laughing pretty quickly because it's just but I touch. It's a very light touch, and there's like it's not hard to learn, and it's really easy to teach.
Hi, Jordan. Coming to us from Dublin, Ireland.
Oh.
Hey, Diana. Hey, John.
Hi.
Hi, Jordan.
Lisa said, "John, are your murals on your Facebook?"
I'm sorry, my what now?
Are your murals on your Facebook page?
Oh, you know what? It probably is. My wife handles all the photos of things. So it probably is, but somewhere on there. I don't.
Hello, Jordan.
I get lost on Facebook and Instagram.
Channel. Aren't they on your YouTube channel? Some videos of them?
Yeah. And I should have videos on Facebook too. And I'm sorry, I'm terrible about that. But
and how about your website? Because his website is linked down below, and so is his YouTube channel. And I'm sure your murals are on your website, right?
Probably. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for linking all that, Diana.
You're welcome.
It's funny with the photos. I'm never sure what's where because it gets changed quite a bit. But yes, they should be. In fact, I think on my Facebook art page. Oh no, I think that's a 737 I painted. Is on that on the header. I don't know. I get told things and I forget. I apologize.
Hey Jordan, how you doing? Yeah. Do you have any questions for John?
No, not yet, Diana.
Oh, okay. So thanks for joining us on panel.
That's all the questions. Hey Jordan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, John. Thank you so much.
Oh, well, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. It took about a month and a half for him to be able to be here.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you so much for having me back. It's, isn't it funny about life how it seems like there's sometimes where you're not busy at all and then suddenly everything wants to happen at once, And,
exactly.
So do you paint less murals in the winter, or do you just go to warm parts of the country and paint murals there?
It just depends. I don't do that many murals because it's such a big project to do.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I just try to pick ones that I really really like, or I think it's going to be in a community. Like I'm about to do one in a children's hospital. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, an indoor mural?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because it won't be 100 degrees or negative 20, so that'll be nice.
Oh yeah, so I guess most of the murals you paint have been outdoor.
Yeah, most of them have been, and but I don't really do that many murals. Most of what I do is studio work, but the murals are fun though. They're it's fun to do, and they seem to get more attention. So that's good.
You said most of the painting you do is on canvas or commissions, canvas paintings.
They are, and even some of the murals I do are just on giant canvas panels that we'll put together, and they'll go inside. And
Jordan's having issues.
Yeah, if you hear those noises, I guess Jordan's having a little tech issues.
Travel Dreamer said John is trying to say that he needs to talk to his PR department.
Yes.
And then Lisa said it certainly was nice to meet you today.
Oh, it's nice to meet you too. Thank you very much. And
yes.
And if anybody wants to try to win some art, please drop by on the Facebook tonight. That'll be fun.
That's tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Central Time.
Yeah, and there's no production value.
Standard Time. I'm sorry, Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, and I'll be going, and after Diana's live stream, I'll be going live on my channel. So.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
And me and Diana will try to come up because I'm using this new streaming app because I hate this StreamYard. They took away my memberships, and so now I'm using this other thing, and I was trying to help Diana get on it yesterday, but then I had to get off. Yeah, but Diana, what you have to do is you have to copy the link in Instant Messenger, and then you have to go into Safari and type it in the address bar because that's what it was telling you to do. Bruce said, John, I'm glad to see that I'm not the only one who puts sneakers on ceiling fan. See, Jordan dropped off.
What's that about? What's that about? A sneaker on your ceiling fan?
Jordan dropped off.
Oh yeah, I know he has tech issues all the time.
Lisa said I would love to win art. Oh, Jesse's going live on Friday.
Okay.
Oh, Vermont, that's awesome. Yeah, I made my own 360 camera rig. And I was wondering, Jackie made the mistake of leaving the house for a day or two, so I had some free time to myself, and I usually get a little nutty. But I took a GoPro that we have, and I stuck it to one of the blades of the ceiling fan.
Oh.
And then I had to counterweight it, so I taped some sneakers to the other side of the ceiling fan in my studio.
Oh, to make it stop making a noise.
Yeah, just so it would be more even. And then I could spin it, and then you would get this 360 camera going around you.
Lisa said,
I have a GoPro. Okay, go ahead.
Lisa said she would love to win some art. Well, Lisa, contact John on his YouTube
It's
channel
easy to
tonight.
find you on Facebook, right? Aren't you just look up John, do a search for John Bramblitt, and you'll come right up, right, on Facebook?
Yeah, and it'll stream on both my
let me
private page and the art page. So if you find me on either one, but I would love for you to win some art. That's
Oh, and Mary said that 5 years has been her on YouTube.
Oh, okay,
Wow.
Mary. Welcome, Mary.
She's no, she's not in the chat. She wrote us back. She on Facebook.
Okay.
She said you asked it what's been 5 years, and she said she said on
Yeah,
you.
I
She
know
said,
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
hey Alec. Hey Alec, I have you said that you're going to be streaming after this. Where do you stream at? Like how would I find you?
if you were in,
I could put his link in the. Well, if I put the link in the description box, I could send. You want me to email you his channel link, or put the link in the description box? Which one?
I put the link in the. I put my link in the chat.
I know, but that's too
did you?
confusing.
Okay.
But I don't think you'll be able to get that. So, do you want me to email you his channel?
Oh, that's okay. If it's in the
that would be
comments or
better for
something,
John.
I can go through after this is over and go
Yeah,
through.
okay, I'll do that.
And look, but
Okay.
no.
So Bruce said, my wife doesn't leave me home alone. Skateboards are involved. Travel team. Fatima said, skateboards.
Oh, skateboards are involved.
Travel Dreamer said Vermont must be supervised. LOL. And then he said Fatima sure I'm a good boy. Garsuina said Bruce, Will, don't leave me alone too. The DJ said no, he's not. Jordan said, hey, John, are you doing any other giveaways on your channel? Because I want to enter and win. I'm from Ireland.
Oh,
it's not his channel. It's on his Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, he does dual stream. I'm sorry, he does dual stream every Tuesday night to his Facebook page and to YouTube.
Diana, do you have his Facebook page information?
Right now, I'm doing something else. Just a moment, please.
Okay. If you have his Facebook information, you can put his Facebook.
Right, I'll
like
do
in the
that.
chat.
It's just easy. It's really easy to find him on Facebook, though. But hold on, I'm doing something.
Okay.
Yeah, on Facebook or Instagram, if you just put my last name, Bramblitt, it'll auto pop up. I keep everything really simple. That way, it's easy for me to find things.
Okay.
So it's just my last name, but I would love to have. Yeah, and right now I don't have any other giveaways like we're doing the print tonight, and we usually give away a print at least a couple times a month, but if not more, and we'll give away other things in the future, and then but I'm not sure what. That's a good question.
So that's not every week you do art giveaway, right? Because I thought last week I don't think you did, right?
Last week I think we did, but this week I think we are too.
Oh,
it's just hit and miss. So with the giveaway, Jackie has to put the questions together. So really, we would do it every week, but it's
why she doesn't she doesn't use the questions that are provided by Lovitz?
Well, she does if we're not doing a giveaway because she needs to know the answers. Because she's tried doing it before without knowing the answers, and there's so many names that are correct she has to put in a hat. She's like, oh my goodness, So if we're doing a giveaway, then she'll pick the questions herself, and she'll, that way she knows in advance who's giving the right answers. But
Bruce said, Diana, please tell John I'm a saint. I never get in trouble, and where I do, send a check for you to say that. LOL. Tropical Dreamer said, laughter and humor are giveaways that we can all enjoy. Exactly.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I found your Facebook page, but I cannot find a profile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I found a Facebook page, but I think I found your business page. You must have a Facebook business page and then your personal.
I do, but it streams to both, so if somebody finds either of those,
I'm trying to find a link to copy for that.
Oh,
I found a Facebook page just now.
Hold on, I found it. I found the link to copy. Okay, copy link for your Facebook. Here we go.
Did you send in my link to my channel?
Yep, I just did that.
Okay. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh, we have 14 thumbs up.
Oh, it's time for overdue for Happy Dance. Just a minute. Hold on, everybody.
And we have you Happy Dance merch.
Yes, my new Happy Dance merch. Hold on. Okay, I'm putting his Facebook link in here. Hold on.
In the chat, okay.
Not the chat. I'm putting it in the description box. Everybody, you can
Okay.
check the description box.
You guys are so good being able to do all that. I'm horrible.
Because I think
That's what we're supposed to do. If we didn't
Yes,
do it, it
yeah,
wouldn't be good at all.
his Facebook page is on his YouTube page.
I got it. I'm about to paste it right here. Here we go. I'm done. I just put. So now your YouTube channel's in there, your website, and your Facebook page.
Yeah, so yeah, and his Facebook page is on his YouTube site.
Well, thanks so much, guys. Yeah, I need to give some more love to my YouTube channel. I'm never over there.
Miss VSN shared us out. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Miss VSN, if you're still here. She has tons of viewers.
And she is, and she likes her Happy Dance.
Yeah, so here we go. Here's Happy Dance for, what, is it 14 thumbs up or 10 plus, or do we have 15 thumbs up already?
We don't have 15 thumbs up yet.
Okay, here we go.
Lisa said you were actually right. Blaster can bring so joy. She did that to 15.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, I like
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back, everybody.
Lisa said you are exactly. She said, "Tropical Dreamer, you were exactly right. You can make so much joy." She's Miss BSN is still here. She's putting the dances in the chat.
Thank you for still being here, Miss BSN. And belated happy birthday again, Mrs. B. Your birthday was just the other day, I know.
Happy birthday! And thank you so much. And thank you so much for showing us out. I just saw that.
Well, happy birthday. That's awesome.
And if you guys are not connected to Diana Tango channel, please do. Her channel link, the Tango channel link is pinned at the top of the chat.
And here is a little ad for my new merch.
Hello, hey all. Check out my new merch. Down below on the merch shelf, you'll see the direct link to all the products. I have 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. Happy Dance merch is new, 20% off. Until August 1st, 20% off. Mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers. 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. There's a design for Art Star. And there's a design for Creativity is Contagious. And it's right down below. You'll see the products right viewed down below. You see pictures of them. It's called the merch shelf. There's Serenity Studio art designs too. Check it out, 20% off, and the links go directly to the store. Just click on the product pictures that you see right below this live stream video.
Yeah, my sale I have to extend my sale. That said, my sale is only till August 1st, but I got to extend the sale.
And thank you so much. And thank you so much for sharing us out, Jesse. I just saw you share this out.
Thank you, Jesse.
Anyway, so
what painting are you working on? Somebody in the rain, a couple in the rain, right, John?
Yeah, it's a couple in the rain. It's at least a wet street, and there's a bridge behind them, and I can't remember the name of the bridge. Gosh, I wish I could think the name of the bridge. I'm terrible when it comes to names, but there's a building over on the right-hand side of the painting, and there's a gentleman. When I was working on this in Central Park, a gentleman came over and said he used to live in that building. Like he could point to the. I thought, how crazy is that? But
wait, so this is not a commission?
No, this one's not a commission, and pardon me, but I'm almost done with it.
So you would have it for sale on your website?
Yeah, I should, and so it'll be on my website, and I have an art show that's starting in Louisville in a few weeks, and then I have another one in Kansas that'll be going on for a month or two.
Oh.
So I'll have that all in my. So if anybody's in Kansas or anybody's in North Texas, I'll have some shows, and we'll be doing workshops and all kinds of fun stuff.
So the shows are at what kind of organization?
The one in Louisville, it's a gallery. It's like an art. It's a big art center that they built in Louisville, and so I'm going to be doing that there, and then in Kansas, gosh, I can't remember what the venue is. My wife knows. I'm so terrible, but it's working with an organization called Envision out there.
Yeah,
and we're doing workshops with children who are visually impaired, and for people who are not visually impaired, and we're doing a bunch of fun stuff. And that's mostly what it's funny when it comes to the shows. I love doing the shows and being excited. But what I get most excited about is actually meeting people and doing the workshops and things. So that's usually what I focus on, and then my wife focuses on the actual like art show.
So it's
Lisa.
like, wait, I just want to ask him this. So the workshops are just like 2 or 3 days long or something?
No, I'll do different workshops. So I'll have or I'll go to schools too, and I'll talk, and then we'll do like a workshop here and a workshop there, and then sometimes I'll go to different schools. But I want to say in Envision, we have workshops that are actually going to be at the gallery. I'm not sure. I'll definitely have it all posted. It's all been worked out. It's just I have a terrible memory with that, but I think that's going to be in September and October. But I'll definitely have that on like my social media and my website and all that.
Lisa said Washington.
Ooh, I would love to go there.
Ruth said Brooklyn Bridge. Lisa said we're in Texas. Oh, Jesse lives in North Carolina. Connected to North Carolina. Oh, and he's asking you if you tried speech chat.
John has his own setup, right?
Yeah. I've got I'm not sure what speech chat is. I haven't tried that. Right now I'm using NVDA that's going to my Bluetooth, which works pretty good. But I haven't tried speech chat. I'll have to look it up.
Hi, Sonia's second channel.
Yeah, hi, Garden State Painter. Hi, Garden State Painter.
And then they said Varenzo Bridge, maybe.
Oh, the Varenzo Bridge. Yeah, because that's a New York City bridge.
Oh.
Lisa said she's in North Carolina also. So
that does sound familiar. It's funny because in my studio, sorry, this paintbrush. I'm getting paint all over me. We do have a in my studio. I have a 3D printer that's massive, but I use different software that I can take photos and reduce it to lines. And it'll make it tactile, or it'll turn it into sound, so that I can actually touch and hear what a photo looks like. It isn't, it takes a long time, but it lets you know the basic composition of something. So, and it works nicely, like with something like a building or a bridge, because it's such hard straight lines that it'll reduce the building to lines, so I can touch them and feel and see like, oh, okay, I see where it's going, and here's a window here. You can feel all this. But it's technology that was started to make museums more inclusive, so that so a person with visual impairment can go to a museum and can understand what the artwork looks like, at least to a certain degree. Yeah. So I use that here in my studio, and that's like with the bridges, we can go and take photos, and then it doesn't work with every photo, but some of them it's able to reduce it to lines that I can touch the lines and feel it using the software. So
you imagine stuff you imagine all this in your mind's eye, right?
Well,
when you paint,
I do like I'll put the painting together in my head. Like I always paint it out in my head first.
Oh.
Maybe used to I could only paint what I could touch, but now with this new software and stuff, you can also use some photos to be able to use as reference. So, which is nice, because like a building, I couldn't paint a building before, like a particular building or a particular bridge, because I could paint my idea of what the bridge would look like, but it wouldn't look, but now we can actually take a photo of the bridge and then run it through the software, and it'll make it tactile, where I can touch and feel it and know what the composition of it feels like.
Okay.
So that's really nice. And that doesn't work all the time, but it works sometimes. And when it does work, I'll use it. And when it doesn't work, then I paint something else. Then I go in a different direction.
But how
Bruce
do you
said,
know, wait, can I ask this question? How do you
Mhm.
how do you know when if the painting has been successful and turned out how you envisioned?
Oh, because you can touch and feel it. It's
Oh, okay.
it's funny, like painting without sight and painting with sight is very similar in a lot of ways. If you're a sighted artist, you're going to use your eyes to know where you are and where you've been on the canvas.
Yeah. Mhm.
If you're non-visual, no matter what you're doing in life, you're going to use your sense of touch and your other senses to orient yourself, to let you know where you are, where you've been. And so in the painting, I can feel like all the lines. Every time I can feel where I want to put, paint. So like I'm touching like the umbrella. So in this area, I have some red and there's a little bit of orange. And if I know I want to put some yellow here, I can touch and feel where I want it to go. But then I can also feel around, because this is very tactile. I don't know if it comes up on the camera, but there's a lot of textured paint. So I can actually feel where I've been all through here. So the more that I put on a painting, actually the easier it is for me to navigate it, to get around. But when it first started, it was very, very simple. Like I wasn't painting something like this in the beginning. I was painting things like circles and squares, and then I moved on to a little more complex shapes. So you just start building it up, and then it took me a couple of years to work out shadows, because shadows are such a weird thing.
Okay.
okay, so Bruce said Vern Zonobridge.
Uh-huh.
That sounds familiar. I mean, it might be. Gosh.
Bruce said Diana, your camera settings are off. Vern lines back with some colors.
Oh.
My camera settings are off, and what?
And Vernt lines bad with some colors.
So, Bruce, right now I use Logitech, and I use the software with Logitech, and I've been having a big issue with this anyway, and to the point where they actually finally sent me a new camera, and I haven't used it because I know the new camera is just going to have the same issues. So, what I have to do is turn my lights off and turn it back on. If you see the rolling thing, that's a rolling shadow thing. The rolling shadow thing happens, and I'll have to work on. It's limited on what you can adjust in the software. It's just limited on what you can adjust in the software. And it's like I'm about to just get a whole new camera besides Logitech sometime.
He said horizon lines.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to fool with it, and there's limited things you can adjust in the software. So I don't know.
Yes, Fatima.
I'm going to turn these off and turn it back on.
Technology opens up the world to so many individuals. Lisa said the artisan training helps, I am sure. Jessie said she's painting today. Child's humor said definitely enabled. Lisa said, John, how have you know what color you are using?
That's I thought color would be the hardest thing. Turns out it's pretty simple. Here, let me show you.
And then Bruce says switch to 60. Your lights are 50.
Here, easy. Let me grab some stuff. Okay.
Bruce, I'll look into that later.
There's lots of different ways to be able to tell color without seeing it. My favorite is that I'll make each color feel different. But before that, even I'll just braille my tubes. So like this it's a dark red, but I'm very lazy when it comes to brailing. So I'll braille my tubes, but like on this, I just have a DR for dark red. But that's all I need. It's the only DR.
You do it by touch. You do. Right. Oh yes. Do you change the textures of your paint to have different textures? Is that too? So you can
I do. So that's one of the ways. So I'll start with brailing. So I'll braille the paint so that I know what I'm starting with. And then I have lots of, like behind me or in front of me, I guess. I have this giant shelf, and it's filled with different mediums. But here's one. It's a heavy structure gel. I think this one's made by Golden. But what it is, it's a medium. So it's this really thick stuff for this one. But whenever you think about paint, and the most simplistic sort of way to think about paint is that it's color, it's pigment. and then it's something that's going to hold the pigment onto the canvas or whatever it is you're painting, and that's called a medium. So most paints have a sort of a medium. It's sort of in between how it feels. But you can mix other mediums in with the paint. And so like this is for acrylic paint. But if I mix this in with a paint, it'll make it really thick and creamy and feel almost like toothpaste. So if I mix this in with a white paint, it feels like toothpaste. In this little bottle, I have a medium that I've poured in here, and it's mixed with another medium. But if I mix this with black paint, it makes it feel like oil. It gets kind of slimy and very liquidy like oil. So if I mix almost dropped it. Oh, I caught it though. Hey, yeah, kudos for me. So if I have the paint that feels like toothpaste and I have one that feels like oil, there's no way I'm going to get those two confused. I know one's black and one's white. And if I want to, combine the colors, if I want to mix the paint, I can just mix for a different texture or viscosity. So I know, if it's half as thick as it was, then the color is halfway between the black and white. So it gives you a way to be able to control color. There's other ways to do it though. Like when I'm painting murals, I can't mix these mediums in with the paint because that'll affect how the mural is on the wall, and how long it's going to be there. So with that, I have to use a recipe system, and that's easy because if you mix 4 parts of this color with 8 parts of that color, then it always comes up with this certain color, So that's really easy, and but it's not as much fun as the texture. In the studio, I use the texture, but for certain applications where texture doesn't work, and you just got to go other ways.
Oh, thank you.
And it sounds complex, but I've done workshops for museums all over the country, and with people who are sighted, and we've done this with literally tens of thousands of people, where we blindfold them and we'll have them paint. And these are people that don't have orientation and mobility skills. There's regular people, and in 5 minutes they're painting. And it's like painting cartoons, but they're able to feel the lines and they're able to feel the difference between each color. Like each color feels very different. So they can feel the lines that they're drawing on or the painting on, where to put the paint, and they can feel what the color is and are able to put the color where they want. And, so it's funny. It sounds hard, but then I love doing it with children because children will try anything. They're like, oh yeah. But it's also fun to do it with adults because very often adults will be like, I don't see how this is going to work. I don't understand. And then like 5 minutes in, it's almost
Hey, James.
You hear like, oh, I get it. And then they're like, it kind of clicks.
Oh, okay. So you do like outlines. Do you always do raised outlines for your drawing, or now you don't even need to do that anymore?
Oh, I do. It doesn't necessarily have to be raised, but it does have to feel different. So when I first started, all the lines had to be giant, thick, raised lines. But over time, it's like anything. You get better at it, and your sense of touch gets better. So I didn't need the lines to be quite as thick, so I could make them thinner. And now, because I have so many different mediums and more experience with the mediums and with touching stuff, I'm always touching paint, doing it, every day, that I don't need the giant, thick lines all the time. Sometimes I can get away with just having like a line that feels different. Like there's a medium that I mix. The paint almost feels like rubber cement. It's not raised up a lot, but it has this tacky sort of feel. So if I have it on a very smooth canvas, I can draw the lines of that. And it's enough for me to just be able to divide up the canvas and to be able to start the drawings. And the great thing with those kinds of ways to draw is that it opens up a lot of different art techniques. Because if you're only using these giant thick lines to draw with, then you can't do things like tinting or washes because those big thick lines are like dams. So whenever you try to do a tint going across the canvas, all of it wants to stay on the one side of the dam. You can't get an even wash. But with those thin lines, you can do that. You can do all kinds of different things. So
we have 15 thumbs up.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Hey, James. Pop pipe.
Oh, hi, James. Welcome. Oh, James Gype. Oh, hi.
He thumbs up.
Right. Yeah, thanks for leaving the thumbs up.
Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys that Diana's friend Mary is having an interview over at Gino's other channel.
At whose other channel?
Gio's. Her superpower. Her friends with super channels.
You're saying Mary is being interviewed by Gio? Is that what you're saying?
On her.
What? Right? It's going on right now.
Yeah, it was a premiere. It was on Friends with Super Channels.
Oh, okay.
Let me. I'll send it along.
So
I'm gonna send the link.
You're gonna
like the
what?
music.
What are you doing, Alec?
I'm gonna send the video to you.
Okay. What do you say, John?
Oh, I like the music whenever you have the celebration
Yeah,
dance music.
I picked that out. It's actually it's copyright-free music I can use anywhere on any platform because I got it from Pixabay. Pixabay.com has videos, images, music, copyright-free music that you can use anywhere. But I found you have to watch it because one of their videos that's supposed to be copyright-free music I could use anywhere, I got a copyright claim for on YouTube. So
Yeah, I hate that with it. Whenever you get dinged on something like that, because or maybe it's good for a while and then suddenly they change their minds and then it gets dinged.
oh yeah,
Like, oh man. But on the painting, I guess I could say what I'm doing on here right now is I'm using a tint. So I have a little bit. So in this bottle, it's an acrylic. It's an acrylic ink, so it's like a paint. But then I've also mixed an acrylic flow release in it, so that it makes it work a little bit different. But I'm using it as a tint, and I'm mixing a little more flow release with it. So what I'm doing is that on the side of the paintings here, I'm wanting to give it sort of a vignette kind of look, where it's darkened towards the outside. So I know if I make a transparent sort of color, that I can put that on the outside. So I'm just lightly putting it on there. Then I'm letting it dry, and then I'm putting a little bit on there again, a little bit more, just to sort of kind of give a vignette kind of feel to narrow the perspective. I'm hoping. I mean, that's the thing about art that I love is that you can just try stuff, and if it doesn't work, it's not the end of the world. It's okay.
But sometimes you have to keep reminding I have to remind myself, like, okay, I can always paint over this if I don't want to do it, and then sometimes it gets frustrating because I'm like, but I really want it to work, and I keep trying these different things, and
yeah. I know exactly what you mean. It's one reason, like I started this painting last month, and I put it up for a bit because it wasn't quite going where I wanted it to, and I had it just felt flat and didn't feel like ugh. So I was thinking about it, and then so yesterday I started, and I put there's little pops of light on the bridge, and I thought, maybe like little sparkles from where there's lights on the bridge, maybe that would be nice. So started doing that, and that I don't know, felt like fun. I don't know if it helps, but it felt like fun. But I think it probably helps. It just makes it a little more, I don't know, dynamic, hopefully. But
yeah. So do you find you still have challenges? I mean, artistic challenges doing paintings, even though you've worked like in the same style and similar subject matter, you still might have artistic challenges within a painting.
Constantly. Oh my goodness. Yes.
I know. Yes. I was just wondering if that's just me because I don't. Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, you want to go ahead and talk about that?
Oh yeah. If I'm not failing in a painting,
can I say something first?
Yeah.
If it's cool, yes, go ahead.
Bruce says he likes to play. Bruce says he likes to paint blindfolded.
Oh, cool, Bruce.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay, continue.
Now, one of my favorite places in my studio is over on my right, and I call it the rack of shame because it's filled with paintings that went awry and didn't go quite right. So it just has a lot of mistakes on it. But it's the weird thing about painting is in life, I guess, like if you make a mistake, if you have a failure, a lot of times you get really down on yourself.
Yeah.
But in painting, I've noticed whenever that happens, I'm really into painting. Like I like the process of painting. I look forward to actually doing the work.
Yeah.
So whenever something doesn't turn out, I get kind of excited because I just learned something. Like I might have learned not how to do something, but I learned more about that technique. I thought, well, I'll never do that again, but now I'm going to try this other thing. And then, and if I can't correct it or anything, then it goes on the rack of shame but I learned something. But that's kind of bled over to the rest of life, where if I make a mistake, I'm not as, I don't know, I'm not, you're not happy about it, but you think, well, I think I just learned something here, so that's good. But with artwork though, if I'm not having enough failures, then I start to worry, because I need to be making mistakes. I need to be adding to that rack of shame. It needs to be growing and not shrinking.
What do you do with your rack of shame with those paintings? Don't they ever, you can't use them for backgrounds for other paintings? I
do sometimes. Sometimes I white them out. Sometimes the paintings on the rack of shame are really thick, really thick paint. So I can't use it for much until I get another idea with even thicker paint, but so they do get recycled sometimes. Sometimes they get whited out completely, but it just depends. If I have a painting that I can use on it, I will. But I worry if I'm not making mistakes and stuff, because
that's a good attitude. That's such a good attitude.
Oh my goodness. It's, creatives are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet, like people who are into art, people who are into creating in all different kinds of ways. But so often they're really hard on themselves. And even though they're nice to everyone else, they're really hard on themselves. But it's great if you can sort of get the attitude where it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to fail. And I've worked, I did a painting for Jeff Bridges, and I was filling his face.
The actor?
Yeah. And
wow.
I was filling his face, and we were in his living room, and I was going to do this portrait for him. And then we were doing some things with CDs, like for music. He also plays music and stuff. So we were going to do some stuff for that. But I asked him though, like, well, what is one of the things that you would say, like, like for success, like, you've achieved a lot of success, and he said the main thing is to fail, like to go out there and fail. Like, you need to be failing.
Oh, I know. And Thomas Edison, it was like 1,000 failures before he developed a light bulb.
Yeah, at least, huh? Isn't that cool? And I did. What's weird is that maybe, gosh, I'm not sure how long apart that was, but within a certain time frame, I was doing a painting of Tony Hawk, and I was feeling Tony Hawk's face.
Who's that? An actor?
The same thing.
Is that an actor?
No, he's a skateboarder.
Oh.
And so I was feeling his face. I was like, well, but he's a really successful skateboarder, and he so I was like, what's the recipe for your success? And he said, you got to fail. Like, you got to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's crazy. Like, that's, you know.
So most people would give up. Is that the thing? Most people are just going to give up. They don't like to have so many failures.
Yeah. Like, you don't want to put yourself out there. Like, you're too stressed. You're too worried about not being a success, and not being a success right away.
Right.
You're not putting yourself out there, and you're not mixing things up. And so it's just, it's important to, I don't know, maybe not to take yourself so seriously sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to say I fail on a constant basis.
So what do you think? Do you think that talent only plays a small part of it? That I think talent plays a small part of it, and it has to do with perspiration and the effort. So it's like 90% perspiration and 10% inspiration and talent.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's, talent's great, but hard work is a big thing. I mean, if you're present, then, like Hemingway, he's an author, and I love his stuff. But he would write every day. Like, he would sit down and write a certain amount of time, because he said, sometimes I write the writing, and sometimes it seems like it writes me. Like, there's sometimes it's easy.
Right.
He said, but if you're not present, if you're not there to do the work, then when inspiration hits, you're not going to be available for it.
Oh, that's the other thing. Inspiration hits you while you're comes to you only while you're working. You can't sit around and wait for inspiration. Inspiration will come to you while you're working. Yeah.
And if, there's so often you'll hear about someone that, they're not really doing it. I mean, like, there's some people that tell me, like, oh, they'll say, oh, I'm a painter. And I'm like, oh, great. What are you working on? And they'll say, oh, I haven't really painted anything in like 3 years. And I'm like, well, you like painting, but you're not really a painter. Like, you don't really, So I don't know.
Uh,
It's important to be available, like to actually be doing it, you know, not to do it every day, but
do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, you know, if it's an interest, you know. So I don't know. It's
I'm gonna check the chat in a minute. But, I have to before this paint dries. I have to do this.
sorry. I'm painting, but then I keep stopping because
I know we keep asking you questions. You'll never get any painting done.
No. I love chatting. Like I paint every day, and I paint.
And
like
do you think it does it get lonely in the studio, or no? No, you don't get. It doesn't bother you.
You know, I get to travel enough where but my family are out there somewhere doing their thing, and they'll come back here. But I usually start about 9 in the morning, and then I'll paint until about 6. Then I'll make dinner for the family, and then if I'm not too tired, I'll come back and paint more after a few hours. But so I paint every day, and I paint. I get a lot of painting, but I don't get to chat with wonderful people every day like this. So this is great.
Oh, well, thank you, and you're welcome. Let me check the chat. Okay. So, sorry. Okay, Vermont Paint and Photo needs to run. Bye. Thank you so much for having such an amazing guest today. Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Vermont. Have a great day.
Oh, and then Travel Dreamer says it's only a failure if you quit trying.
Oh, Travel Dreamer, you're so smart, man. Yeah, I agree.
Oh my God, Vermont's getting on my case. He goes, he's a skateboarder. God. I don't keep up with that. I don't even have any teenage kids. So if I don't have any teenage kids, how would I keep up with skateboarding? Mistakes are just the growing pains of creativity. Challenges has oops, I don't know what that is, but mistakes are just the growing pains of creativity.
That's great.
Oh, and Vermont Paint, before he left, he says, I'm battling flowers even after thousands. I still fight with them. Huh.
Yeah. It's funny. Sometimes, like when you're painting, like in my mind, I'll work out a painting, and I think, oh, this is going to be a simple one, because I have it worked out. I'm thinking about it. I think, oh, I've done stuff that's similar. Yeah. And then I'll get to work on it, and it's like, oh my goodness, like it's just not clicking. Then other times I'm thinking about a painting, and I have it worked out, and I think it's going to be a hard one, and then it all kind of comes together, and I go like, oh my goodness, how'd that happen? But like flowers, I've painted flowers before where they just come out really well, and I'm surprised. And other times where I'm done and I'm feeling it, and I think like this does not feel anything like what I was thinking in my head.
Lisa says that's why she likes collage. She just puts together fun pieces and parts together till it makes her happy.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's great. I can never remember. There's a really famous painter who later in his life he got into collage, and I can't remember if it was Manet or Gauguin or, gosh, I keep forgetting this. My goodness, but he got really famous. He was famous for his paintings, then he got really famous for his collage work, and I'll have to look that up after this because it's in my brain now, and I can't think of it.
Oh, there's somebody new in here. That Song for You. Dummies Tabernacle in YouTube is another source for Word of God, Tools of a Dead Man. Okay, maybe he's talking about something. They're talking about something that we're not talking about. Bye, Travel Dreamer. She must go. It's been a great afternoon. Fantastic guest. Enjoyed the chat and interview. I will be checking out your channel, John. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Travel Dreamer.
Okay, let's see. There's still a lot of, there's still same number of people watching. Just the chat's got quiet. Does anybody else have questions for John, our special guest? I'm doing a challenge this month called live streaming every day in August, but not live streaming on my YouTube channel. It's a private Facebook group, and then and she's the leader. She runs a company called Live Streaming Pros. So for 31 days, she gives you a prompt each day, and you live stream into the private Facebook group only. It's so it's safe. It's not public, and then it's about you learning better how to, I guess, live stream is the point, but this is my 3rd year doing it. So live streaming, yes, but also I want to, it always re-inspires me for how I can improve my content, my delivery of my content on both video and live stream. So that's,
oh my goodness.
Yeah. And then she gives you thought-provoking prompts.
Oh, that's cool. That sounds great.
Yeah. And your live streams don't have to be long. They can be like, if you don't have much to say on that prompt, it could be 2 minutes, but then eventually like in week 1 was like talking about, the prompts were about yourself, talking about yourself and getting deeper on questions, exploring questions about yourself. And then, oh yeah, we're in week 2 right now. And week 2 is similar to that, but come week 3 and 4, that's when it's going to start be like, she gets you familiar with this thing called show flow. Like what's the show, how a show of the flow of a show should go. Like there's certain like elements of show flow and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is my 3rd year doing it, but even other people have been done it many times also, and it's just that you can always learn something new.
Yeah,
it's great meeting people around the world. It's really cool.
That is really cool. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And so you live stream every week on, because you simulcast to your Facebook group and your YouTube channel. So you're pretty familiar with live streaming because you do it every week yourself.
Yeah. And during COVID, we did it twice a week, and that's really when we started doing it every week. But and then after COVID, we reduced it down to once a week because during COVID we weren't traveling or going anywhere, and now it seems like it's a lot of travel, and so but we try to do it every Tuesday without fail. So we try to schedule anything we're doing so that we're back, unless we just can't. But
and you even do it on the road. Wasn't there a few times you were like from your hotel room?
Yeah, we try. We sure try, and so, sometimes we have more success with that than other times, but we'll give it a go. But and that's fun though. It's it's in the live stream we do is it's a lot like yours, and where it's, I don't know, it's very relaxed. Like it's you're chatting, you're talking about things, and which is fun because you really get to know people, and that's nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this is nice right now. I think I'm mostly back in the studio for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we're traveling. I think like this year we've been to like maybe 4 or 5 different countries. We've been to
4 or 5, what, in the Caribbean and stuff too, right?
Yeah, went to the Caribbean. We went to gosh, I can't think. I swear my brain is crazy. We just got back from this was for fun, but we went to New York for work, but then we went to San Diego, but for Comic-Con, and which was really interesting because
wait, that's for comic stuff.
Yeah, Comic-Con in San Diego. It's the world's biggest Comic-Con, but that's where, like, if there's a new TV show or new movie or new book or anything, really, they unveil it there. So and lots and lots of artists will go there. So and so it's a great way to go to meet other artists. And my wife has a brother that lives in San Diego and his family. So it was a wonderful chance for us to go and catch up with the family, but also go check out all these artists' art. And so it was just kind of fun to be around different art and people that are excited about it for a bit.
So is it a lot of tattoo artists?
No, there's no really tattoo. It's like movies, TVs, books, like paintings, things like that.
Oh, not
so
comics,
any TV show that's out, or any movie that's coming out, they usually show it there or premiere it there. Or they'll have a not every movie, not every TV, but a bunch of them. So it's just a nice little meeting area for lots and lots of stuff that's just going on. And there's lots of artists that'll bring their artwork there, and they'll have tables and they'll have stuff where you can check it out. And of course, a lot of it is comic based art and superhero based.
So it is
fantasy.
comic based art.
But a lot of it's not too, which is interesting. So
Okay.
I was curious. It's so big. It just, it brings a lot of different people from a lot of different genres. So I was excited just to go and just, see what other artists or what artists are doing and what's what's up in. So that was a lot of fun. And then we were in Central Park in New York, and that was like a whole different kind of art that we were doing there. And then
Wow, you travel so much.
I think coming up, October or maybe September. I know October. I think we're going to be in Boston and Florida, but I'm not sure where. It's Tampa, maybe. I don't know. We know where we're
What, for murals, for painting murals?
No, actually it's for outdoor art and in Florida. So I painted a big sea turtle. So it was like this oversized giant sea turtle that's like 3D where you can walk around and touch. So I painted that, and it's going to be put out I think in October or maybe September. I don't know. But it's so that's going to be unveiled out there. So we're going to go out there for that.
It's a 3-dimensional sea turtle you painted.
Yeah, it's full.
Somebody else like created somebody created this big sculpture of it.
Yeah, it's an art walk out there, and they'll have different artists from around the world that'll paint the turtle. So it's like they'll send the turtle to you, and it comes on this giant wooden pallet, and then so they sent turtles to different artists around the world, and
I see.
And so I painted mine, and we shipped it back, and
how do people get to so if I was trying to get into, how do people know like that? How do you get in that network where people know about you like that?
Gosh, I'll be completely honest. I have no idea. It's got an email.
Because of the museums, you started off like doing workshops in museums and stuff.
Yeah, the more I think, honestly, I think doing workshops with nonprofits and charities and working with museums, it really helps get your name out there a little bit. And then when people hear about it, so it's funny. So and then any little bit just helps. Like you never know where it's gonna happen.
Yeah, right. So this artist residency I'm doing, that's definitely gonna start putting my name on the map around here.
Yeah, for sure. And and that looks really good on your CV, on your resume. So
right.
And plus, like whenever with the residency that you're doing, I'm sure that's going to be written up. There's going to be some articles written about it.
Yeah.
It's going to be on the internet. It's going to be posted that you were selected for this because it's a big honor. So that sort of stuff gets traction. And it's just more times I guess you're on the internet. It's so confusing in the modern world, for me at least. I don't know. How in the world do people get their name out there? But I don't know.
I know one way is like on Instagram is a very big place for artists to be found. And like my friend, if you have I have a friend, I don't know, she had I think she has 20,000 followers on Instagram. Excuse me. And she was companies contacted her because of her presence on Instagram, and to she was contacted by Crayola to sponsor or to try out their Crayola acrylic paints.
Oh, that's cool.
And to sponsor that, just be like an ambassador for that or something.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she said that more than once. She goes, "Oh no, companies will they regularly look at Instagram and they contact artists that they see on Instagram."
Yeah, I like Instagram. I don't have 20,000 followers. I wish I did, but
Yeah.
And I didn't start taking social media very seriously until maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. Maybe really COVID. I mean, I had all the accounts. Like I had Instagram and Facebook, and I would kind of post stuff, but I didn't really do much with it, And but this year I think we have a goal to start. Like with Instagram, I started doing a lot more posts. I try to do at least 3 or 4 a week, and that's helped. I've gotten more and more followers on there and stuff, and so.
Lisa has a comment. Well, she has a question or a comment or question. She goes, I'm still here. Thanks for still being here, Lisa. She goes, I think John should share his rack of shame with weird arty people who would enjoy altering. And then she says, like, that's a joke. Then she also says, there is a town that does huge guitars in Wisconsin. Near my hometown, there is a town called E.D. Lexington, and they're famous for barbecue, and artists will paint pigs.
Yeah, that sounds like this, like what they're doing in Florida. Yeah, where they
you paint a sea turtle.
Yeah, and it's just a massive sea turtle, and then I saw a town in, maybe it's New Orleans or maybe it was somewhere else in Louisiana, and they would paint alligators.
Yeah, and they did something similar in Philadelphia. I forget what the animal was.
Yeah, that's fun.
And then I was also seeing them paint for politics. That they were having artists paint elephants and donkeys.
Ha, that's cool. That is cool.
Mm-hmm. So you'll be working in your studio till 6 p.m. today?
Well, yeah, I've got to do something. I can't remember. I'm like I say, I'm terrible with this sort of stuff, but yeah, I'm supposed to do something this afternoon, and then
and then tonight you guys have your live stream.
Yeah, and we have a show that's coming down here in Denton. It's just like a local show. I love to do art in as much as I can locally, which isn't very often, but most of the stuff seems like it's far away from where you live, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I mean, or found this to be true for y'all, but but your scene is much more special when you're not near your hometown. Like if you're an artist that they bring in, it's like, oh, this person's from this faraway place.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Isn't that weird? So maybe I know I have to do something this afternoon where maybe it's to get that art, or I don't know, or maybe it's to prepare for another show. It's something to do with the show. I know that. Maybe it's for the show that's about to happen in Louisville.
And so then you'll go to Louisville for a few days?
Yeah, well, Louisville is very close to here. It's sort of a home show for us.
Oh.
But it's going to be a really
Louisville,
big one.
Kentucky? You're talking about Louisville, Kentucky?
Oh, no, it's Louisville, Texas.
Oh, okay.
It's Dallas, basically.
Oh,
it's
I see.
Yeah, Dallas Fort Worth. We have in the Metroplex. It's just huge, and
Right.
Louisville is one of those towns that's right there between like Dallas and Fort Worth. Fort Worth. So. Which is nice. I've done a number of shows in Dallas, and which is great, and it's a lot of fun. But I like doing shows that are on the periphery a little bit, because it's easier for people to get to. You don't have to deal with the big city traffic.
Oh, yeah. I don't like that either. So that was a challenge for you to go to New York City, though, since that's big city?
That wasn't too bad. We usually end up going there about every year or so to do some kind of art thing. Every year or every other year. So it's not too bad, but I love New York. Like and really though, I started just using Ubers when I'm there. Like used to, we'd use a subway or we'd use it.
Yeah.
But Ubers are so much easier to use because they'll just come and grab you, you know, where you are, and they'll take you where you want to go. And
Yeah, but do you have it? So I've used Uber a lot, and it's nerve wracking to me to like, okay, make sure I'm hooking up with the right person and the driver and like that. So how do you navigate that?
oh, either I'm traveling with like my wife. Like I have a seeing eye dog, but either I'm traveling with my wife, or if I'm traveling by myself, it's always for business, for art. So I'll have someone else there that will either pick me up or drive me, or I'll have somebody that will, if I'm going to Uber or something, usually if I'm working for something, they'll arrange the transportation for me.
Yeah.
Because it's for work. So, and if I'm ever traveling for fun, I'm definitely always with my
So
family.
they make sure that you're hooking up with the right driver.
Yeah. So it's very
that's what I mean. That's nerve wracking. But now they did add this new feature where you have a PIN number, so you have to make sure your PIN number will match up with the driver.
Oh.
So they say so it's for safety reasons, so you don't get in the wrong car. But for me, I thought it was safe enough where I knew their name, and they knew if I knew their name, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm in the right side car because that's the name that matches up.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. You know, most of the time, like if I use Uber by myself, I'm in town, like in Denton, where I live, and it's a much smaller town. You know, so
Right.
it's outside of Dallas and all that. It's a sort of a college town, and I'll get an Uber, but it's a smaller town, so it's not really. And also on it, it'll I'll say, hey, I've got a yellow guide dog, yellow lab. So it's easy for them to find me usually because I'm the guy with the dog.
Right.
Hey, speaking of the dog, here she comes. Hey, sweetheart. Did you hear me? I was thinking about you. Eagles made her an entrance.
How old is she?
She is 8 years old, so she'll work for about another year or two, and then she'll retire. Thank you, sweetheart.
And where did she retire to?
Oh, here. She'll retire here.
So then you'll have 2 dogs.
I sure will. And then my first guide dog retired to me, and she lived for another 5 years while she was retired. But she passed away like 2 years ago, I think. But she was a sweetheart. But Eagle's my second seeing eye dog, and she's awesome. She's brilliant. And that's one thing that's kind of nice too, is that when I'm traveling, like I'm a big proponent for O&M, orientation mobility, cane training, and you need to have really good cane training to be able to get a guide dog. But the guide dogs now are amazing, but not every guide dog school is the same. So you have to be kind of careful when you go to the guide dog school because they're all great. And I mean, there's not a bad guide dog school. It's just there's some that train more different techniques or more modern techniques, and some are kind of really, really old school. And being able to go to the modern techniques, like to be able to use a smartphone with a smart dog, is pretty amazing. Like you can do so much more than you can with the old style kind of guide dog.
You can do more with the old style?
No, you can do more than with the old style. Like if you have one of the new style guide dogs, you can do way more.
Oh, like what? What more can you do?
Well, like the old style is more routes. So like the guide dog would be able to take a person on certain routes, like maybe to take you from your house or your apartment to a bus stop, and then maybe a bus stop to work, and maybe like a coffee shop or something. But it's certain like routes that you would take.
The routes that they would know.
Yeah, and with a modern guide dog, routes are great, but that's really kind of the starting point. And then from there, it just explodes, and they learn fines and things. So like, if I'm traveling by myself, which if I'm going to give a talk, I do a lot of public speaking. So if I'm just going to give like a quick talk somewhere, and we're just traveling, and it's like I'm gonna maybe I'm going to Miami, and then I'm giving a talk, and then I'm coming right back. It'll be me and my guide dog, and if I'm in the airport and I want to find the bathroom, I can ask Eagle to find the men's, and she'll find the men's room no matter where it is.
Wow.
It's like a bomb sniffing dog or a drug sniffing dog, but instead of
Oh no, sniffing out the male scent.
Yeah, and if I wanted to find
way.
if I wanted to find the ladies' room, like for my wife or my mom, she can do that too. But I asked her to find the men's room. And then in the men's room, she knows the difference between a urinal and a stall. She can find the sink for you. She can find the trash can. She'll remember what chair it was that you were sitting in.
Right.
So even if she has to go a different way to go back, she'll take you right back to where you were at your gate. In a hotel, you can ask her to find the counter. She'll find the counter so you can check in. She can't, like, you know, she can't read numbers or anything. So for your room, like, somebody has to show you to your room. But then once they show you to your room in your hotel, she'll remember which room is yours. So when you get down the hallway, she'll take you right down to your room. If you want to go get some coffee, you know, as you got some time to kill, you can get on your smartphone and ask for walking, directions to a coffee shop. And then you can tell Eagle, like, Eagle, find straight, Eagle, find left. And then, you know, and you're following the directions on the phone. And then when you get, and it says you've arrived, you ask Eagle to find the door. She'll find the door for it. She'll find the counter, you know, like, you know, because she knows counters. And then she'll find an open chair for you. And so it's, you know, it makes it nice. And then if you do get lost, which I've never gotten lost with a guide dog, because they'll always remember the way they came. If nothing else, you just backtrack and you go back the way, you know. If suddenly the coffee shop's not there, you couldn't find it or it's closed or whatever, you just, you know, they'll just zip you back the way that you came, you know. So it's nice. And they do so much more, but it's just it's crazy. And in crowds, it's so much easier than it is with a cane. You know, like we went to Comic-Con in the event hall, there's like 150,000 people. And with a cane, there were cane users there, which is amazing, you know. But they always had a sighted guide with them. And with Eagle, like I can point at someone and tell her to follow them, and she'll follow. So like I would point to Jackie and say, follow Jackie. And then going through this event hall, she'll follow Jackie through everything. And then, you know, and then she'll figure out the best ways to get through the crowds, you know, so I'm not running into people or not running into them too much. And it just makes it easier. And
yeah, because people will trip over your cane or something, or
you're hitting ankles.
Not respect the cane.
So it's nice to have the cane, even if you're going sighted guide. It's nice to have the cane in a crowd, because
you don't use the cane and the dog at the same time. Is that right?
Do what now?
You do not use the dog and the cane at the same time, right?
No. You sure don't.
No.
And it wouldn't really work together. And like it's like kind of, it's a little bit different techniques. And but the main thing of using a cane, if you're going sighted guide, holding it, is just so people know that you're blind.
Yeah.
Because you'll hit people in the shoulder a lot, you know, because they won't know to get out of your way. They'll think that you'll kind of get out of their way a little bit. So carrying the cane, even if you're going sighted guide, is a big help in a big crowd, because you know you'll just run into people, boom, 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 you know. And but with a guide dog, you don't need a cane. With a guide dog, like it's
right.
You can go sighted guide with a guide dog too. You know, you drop the handle and you just have the leash, and then then you just go sighted guide like normal. But with a dog like Eagle, she also has the follow command. So usually instead of going sighted guide, I'll just have Eagle follow, and then she'll either go behind whoever she's following, or a lot of times she'll walk side by side with them. But she'll just keep her eye on them, you know. So if they start veering off one way or another, she'll just make sure she does too, you know, which is nice. It makes it a much more natural sort of way to get around. And it's always kind of cool, because like if I'm giving a talk somewhere, if I'm working with a nonprofit or a charity and I'm giving a talk, say at a gala, and then afterwards we all go to dinner or something to celebrate, like, yay, the gala's over. And I've never been in that city before, and I'm at the table, then I can decide, like, and if I need to go to the bathroom, I'll just ask the guide dog, hey, if I find the boy, so I'll get up and go. And then when I come back, you know, my guide dog will find this chair that I was sitting at. You know, she'll navigate me around, even if things have changed, or she needs to go a little bit of a different way. And a lot of times people are really surprised. They'll say, how in the world did you find the bathroom? I mean, you've never been here. And which is awesome, because that gives her a great teaching moment, or this, you know, for disability awareness.
Oh, do you give her like treats?
I do. For the school that she goes to, treats are okay. For some schools they're different, but for her school, they just use treats as a way of just keeping the motivation up, you know, just making it a little bit happier working environment and all that. So when she does something really good, I'll give her a treat, and you know, so it just makes it happy. I mean, I would love it if someone would come over to me every once in a while and give me a treat while I'm working, but so far that hasn't happened.
Let me read the chat. Hold on. Hi, Wisconsin Greg. He says, wow, this is interesting. Yes.
Well, thank you.
Oh, hi, Charlene. Welcome. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I'm gonna show them in the PM Artists Facebook group. Lisa says, Diana, you are pulling some fabulous butterflies prints. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, here's some more. Wait, here's another comment. Lisa says, oh, I read that one. Okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Passion for Art wants to come up for a little bit. Yes. Okay. I'll send you the link.
Oh, Diana,
Yes.
if I can, I'm going to step away for just 1 minute.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay. John's gonna be right back. So now let's Passion's gonna join us. Oh, I don't have background music today. Oh, let me get my background music. Here, Jesse, I'm just about to send it. There you go, Jesse. So, Greg, are you having some hot days there in Wisconsin? Our real field temperature is going up to 105 today. I'll be right back too. Everybody, I have to take a rest break. Just a minute. I'm playing a video while I do this. I'll be right back. Hold on, I'm gonna play a video while I'm gone.
Hello, hey all. Check out my new merch. Down below on the merch shelf, you'll see the direct link to all the products. I have 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. Happy Dance merch is new, 20% off until August 1st, 20% off. Mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. There's a design for Art Star, and there's a design for Creativity is Contagious. And it's right down below. You'll see the products right viewed down below. You see pictures of them. It's called the merch shelf. There's Serenity Studio art designs too. Check it out, 20% off, and the links go directly to the store. Just click on the product pictures that you see right below this live stream video. Hello, hey all. Check out my new merch. Down below on the merch shelf, you'll see the direct link to all the products. I have 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. Happy Dance merch is new, 20% off until August 1st, 20% off. Mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. There's a design for Art Star, and there's a design for Creativity is Contagious. And it's right down below. You'll see the products right viewed down below. You see pictures of them. It's called the merch shelf. There's Serenity Studio art designs too. Check it out, 20% off, and the links go directly to the store. Just click on the product pictures that you see right below this live stream video. Hello, hey all. Check out my new merch. Down below on the merch shelf, you'll see the direct link to all the products. I have 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. Happy Dance merch is new, 20% off until August 1st, 20% off. mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. There's a design for Art Star, and there's a design for Creativity is Contagious, and it's right down below. You'll see the products right viewed down below. You see pictures of them. It's called the merch shelf. There's Serenity Studio art designs too. Check it out, 20% off, and the links go directly to the store. Just click on the product pictures that you see right below this live stream video. Hello, hey all. Check out my new merch. Down below on the merch shelf, you'll see the direct link to all the products. I have 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. Happy Dance merch is new, 20% off until August 1st, 20% off. Mugs, t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, 3 different designs of Happy Dance merch. There's a design for Art Star, and there's a design for Creativity is Contagious.
And my sale is going to be extended. It says on my ad till August 1st, but I am extending that.
Oh, that's good. I'm back.
So am I. I had to go too. Hi, this is Jessie from Passion for Art channel. Hi, Jessie.
Hi, Diana. Hey, John.
Well, hi. Well, hi there.
Hi.
And Passion for Art, is that a channel on YouTube
On
or
YouTube. Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
Well, brilliant.
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
Yeah.
Yes, Passion for Art does acrylic painting tutorial. Acrylic painting, like step by step. You can watch her step by step acrylic painting, and also she paints sun catchers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Did you want to say more about your channel, Jessie?
Yes, I do trivia games. I do meditations, road trips, sun catchers, and I do Bible verses to help calm people down, and I do all different kind of stuff for my channel. And I sell acrylic paintings on Facebook, Instagrams, along with sun catchers.
Wow.
And
she does
I do
awesome acrylic painting. She does lots of commissions. She does lots of commissions too. And the one commission she just finished was of a motocross rider. That included a lot of technical details.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I've been, and I'm starting to learn more on fish now. So I'm starting to learn more details on that, and so it's very challenging, but I'm learning.
Well, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about my art. It's challenging, but I'm learning.
Exactly. That's how I feel.
And I can show you the update, the motor painting one. This is a painting right here.
What is this painting of?
So you want to describe it?
It's a dirt motorcycle. It's a motocross racing. It's a picture of a motorcycle, person on a motorcycle racing in the dirt. And he's racing for the win.
Man, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Is that was that the guy you painted it for? Like the guy riding it? Is that the guy you painted it for him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and
That, a lot of his
put
friends will
gloss-
probably.
I put
go
gloss
ahead.
on it.
A lot of his friends are probably going to ask you to paint paintings for them too. I bet.
Well, that's brilliant.
Maybe.
Do you do a lot of commission artwork?
Yes, I got almost 30 to 50 people on my list to do paintings for.
That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
Man.
so, yeah. So I do a lot of commissions. I do logos, and I got my camera in front of me, and yeah, and I do like I've been painting since November 2016, so I'm still in the learning process and stuff. And
Wow.
November 2016, I started painting, and suddenly it just came out of me from a God-given talent, and it was the best given talent I ever had. And so that's how I started learning.
Well, that is awesome. My word. And that's great that you're already
And
selling so much artwork and that you've got so many
Yeah.
commissions lined up. That's brilliant. Wow.
yeah, and I've been selling paintings like crazy and getting commissions from other people, and I had to wear, and also I had to paint. I used my left hand to paint because I'm left-handed on my mom's dad's I got trimmers on my left hand, so I had to wear a black brace, and so I'm the only child that has like left-handed trimmers, and so and this is the black brace.
So naturally you're right-handed, you're saying?
I'm the only left-handed daughter they have.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
because of tremors, you have to wear a brace on your left hand. You wear the brace.
Yeah, and so I had to wear my black brace on my left hand to help keep my hand steady right here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
And
awesome.
so I had to wear this. Yeah, and I'm just impressed how well I do paintings. Because if I didn't have this brace on my hand, my hand will be shaking so bad that I won't be able to paint. And yeah. So the doctor recommended me wearing a brace to help keep my hand steady. And so that's how I stay strong with my paintings.
Well,
Oh, wow. Okay.
that's awesome. That's so great that you've been able to adapt and find a way to do what you love to do.
Yeah, because, and also if I didn't have this black brace and stuff, I was not able to paint with my trimmer central. And so now with this brace and stuff, I can paint. Even though I have bad days and good days, I'll paint no matter what, because it just helps relax me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's brilliant. It makes me think of Frida Kahlo, who she needed to have a brace on her back a lot to paint because she just wasn't able to do it in any other way. And
Yeah.
that's brilliant that you were able to figure a way around that.
Yes, each one of us here
Yeah.
have had to figure out a way around our disability.
Yeah, and that is brilliant. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Ooh, it's very hot. I got coffee delivered. Thanks.
Oh, nice. Who delivered it?
My wife,
Oh,
Jackie.
that's nice.
They went to Dallas. They had to go to the art store to get some more canvases and stuff. Were you guys able to get the canvas? Kinda. Do what?
Wood for you to stretch it on.
Oh, really? They didn't have the
I
canvases?
didn't have 22 by 28.
Oh man, crazy. Well, thank you. Okay, well, thank you. I have a couple of commissions that I'm supposed to start, and I didn't have the size canvas here, and I've got a lot of different canvases over there, and of course the two commissions I need to start right now. They're both the sizes I don't have, so she went to try to fix that, and the store doesn't have them. She went all over the place. Go figure. But that's okay.
So
We'll find a workaround. I'll
how long, John? How long you been blind?
Since 2001, so for 21 years. And then I started painting about 20 years ago. But I did art though before I lost my eyesight, but not painting. It was all drafting, illustration, drawing, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Because I have my grandparents, they're legally blind, and they love my paintings, and so yeah. And then last year, my papa and grandma, my papa is worse legally blind. He has to see really up close, and so they live down the street from me, so I had to help them do their stuff with them, so what they need and stuff. And so I help, so I get to see them like every day or so to visit them and help them.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. And the thing that I always tell I have to educate people on is that legal blindness does not mean total blindness, because blindness is on a spectrum that starts at 2200 vision and goes all the way to total blindness.
That's true. Yeah, there's so many different types of blindness and so many different ways to lose your eyesight.
Yeah.
That it's a big spectrum. That's for sure.
Because even before I became blind, if somebody said, "Oh, she's that person, I'm going to be blind," or that's going to, automatically I thought, well, that's totally blind. Blindness means totally blind, and it's like, no, that's not true. Blindness is on a spectrum.
Yeah, that's true.
And in fact, I know a statistic is that 10% of the world's only 10% of the world's blind population is totally blind.
Yeah, like for me, like I can't see. The optic nerves were damaged, so it doesn't get the signal doesn't get back to the occipital lobe where it makes the picture. So
Yeah.
I don't see a picture with my eyes, but I do get light perception. It doesn't make like a shadow or anything, but
Right.
but the light perception itself kind of helps. It helps keep you oriented. And I mean, like upright, and it's weird because like the lights suddenly go off, then I start to tilt. but then I get used to it, and then I can reorient. But it's funny though how your brain will adapt, and it'll I don't know. It's interesting. So.
Yeah, it's interesting how we can adapt. Like there's different ways that we just adapt.
Yeah,
the brain adapts, or
it is. I've switched paintings. I'm working on a sea turtle now, and just finishing it up. I usually work on a few paintings, and I'll work on one for a while, then I'll let it dry so I don't smear it too much, and then I'll work on a different one, and then.
I hear people. Yes, I've heard of artists. They do that. I read about one artist. She works like on 6 to 8 paintings at once, and it's like, I can get that. I get that, but usually I get so like involved in the one painting, and then, but when I get to like frustrating parts of the painting, it would be nice to like have another painting to go to.
Yeah. I always make sure I have at least one other painting going. I usually have several at least, but whenever I was painting in oils, I would have like 6 or 8 paintings because it took them so long to dry that in between times is that I needed a bunch so I could keep painting every day, because I had to go in touch where I painted to see if I did what I thought I did. But with acrylic painting, I only have like two or three usually going at once because they dry so fast. I can go right back to it, and that's
Do
nice.
you ever paint with oils? You ever paint with oils?
The first 7 years I painted, 7 or 8 years I painted with oil, only with oils, and then after that I tried different things, and then I went to acrylics, and I pretty much most of what I do is acrylics unless it's on a mural.
What about slow drying acrylics? Do you ever use the slow drying acrylics?
Yeah, and I'll mix in different mediums in with it too to make it. But most of the time I put stuff in it to make it dry even faster.
Oh, that's most of the time. Most of the time.
Most of the time I want it to dry really, really, really fast, and because that way I can go back and touch it quicker.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I'll have drying agents in it so that it's dry like in a minute or half a minute, or but if it's the really thick paint, then of course, I gotta wait. But also to help with artist block, I always make sure I have at least 2 or 3 paintings going so that I'm never done painting. So that by the time I finish a painting, or if I can always work on another idea or work on, the next commission or work on something, so that, there's not time when I'm just not working on something, because there's always something partially done that I can always go to if I'm having to think about stuff.
Yeah, I might try to do that, something like that. Well, I don't know how long John can stay on. I can stay on, but I was just staying on as long as John could stay on, however long he wants to stay on.
Oh, well.
We've already kept you so long.
Well, I would just staying on to.
Sure.
Yeah, I probably should go pretty soon. I know they're back, and apparently I might need to build a stretcher for canvas. It sounds like.
Building a stretch. You like doing that?
Well, I don't like it, but I don't dislike it. It's like, like if you can buy them pre-built, then that's a step you don't have to do. But
right.
But when I first started, I had to build all my stretchers, so I'm really used to building them. And but I didn't have any control on how big I was going to draw something. So in the beginning, I just had to take canvas and staple it to a wall and do a drawing, and then I would cut it out, and then I would build a stretcher to hold it.
Oh, I never built stretchers, but I've stretched my own canvas. I put the I spent a lot of time in college stretching my own canvases, but I've never built a stretcher.
Oh yeah, it's not hard at all. Well, I say build a stretcher. I mean, like, you get the stretcher bars and and you put all those together and stuff. But it's not hard.
That. Well, you get this. Oh, I've done that. The stretcher.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like build it from scratch with pieces of wood. No. You
when I first started.
The stretcher bars. Oh yes, I bought stretcher bars and put it together like that. Right.
Yeah, when I first started, I had to build it from scratch because I didn't know how to use stretcher bars or anything, and so I would build my own stretchers, but because my dad knew how to do woodworking, so he helped me do that, and I learned how to do that. But then later, I was able to move over to the stretcher bars, but at first it didn't work because I didn't know how big my drawing was going to be. And stretcher bars will come, half inches, like, so, and my drawings would be very awkwardly shaped. So I would have to build my own. But now though, I just get the stretcher bars, which is much easier.
Right, much easier. Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I better go and go see what's going on out there.
Oh, let's see. Wait a minute. Let's read the chat for a minute. So. That art piece is beautiful. I am drawn to the red. Oh, it must be me. I have a lot of red in mine. Do you have red in yours? I don't know who she's talking about. I do have a lot of red in mine.
Oh, that's nice.
And Mrs. B said, just ordered a Happy Dance mug. Oh, you did? Oh, thank you, Mrs. B. Awesome. And Bootsy Sweet Tarts. Isn't that funny? I love your name, Bootsy Sweet Tarts. He's a retired school principal. sweetheart who does crafting. I'm in a video hop with him every month, and he does lots of sewing. He loves fabric. He loves fabrics.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he goes, "Hi, Diana. Finally made it to one of your live streams. Hello, John and Passion. Yes, I'm so glad you finally made it to one of my live streams. Having many works in progress is the way we creatives work." Let's see, and Wisconsin Greg says, "I love John's positivity. We need more positivity in the world." Yeah.
Well, thank you, Wisconsin
yes,
Greg.
Definitely.
Oh. Well, Diana, thank you so much for having me on here today.
Thank you so much, John. I hope you can visit again when you're not busy, because I know you're so busy.
Oh my goodness, I appreciate you having me on so much. I had such a great time. And Jessica,
Oh, yeah.
is that right?
Jessie. Well, she likes, I don't know, Jessica or Jessie. I'm sorry. I don't know which.
Jessica.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh, it was a pleasure to meet you.
So
You're
nice.
welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for visiting us. It's such a treat. And if you want to follow him on social media, there's his John Bramblitt is his full name. His website's linked below, his Facebook page, and his YouTube channel linked below to connect with him. And,
Please.
And tonight, every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern. He's in Central, but I'm in Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern on his Facebook page, and also to YouTube. They simulcast to YouTube. It's out of his studio. Him and his wife, and they chat, and they chat, and then about what's going on with him artistically, and he sits at his easel and maybe works a little bit and chats, and then they play trivia, and they do giveaways to the trivia winners or something like that, or their names go in a hat or something like that.
Yeah. And I think tonight we're giving away some art, so that's always fun. I always like to draw the name out of the hat. That's always fun.
You're not giving away original art, are you?
No, it's a print, but it's any medium print that like any painting I've ever done. So it could be this painting or the one I had before, or any painting that I've done in the past. So whatever they want, we'll just send it to you.
The winner gets to pick which one they like.
You betcha.
Ah, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much.
Okay,
and
thank you, John.
Well, have a great day, guys.
Bye. Thank you, John.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, John.
Have a good day, everyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Thank you, Diana.
I didn't know if I'm going to stop. Maybe I'll stop my live stream. I guess I'm getting tired. I made so many prints. Oh, my goodness. I have to ask the Facebook group that does this gel printing. I have to ask them, what do you guys do with all your prints? I have like 20 prints here. And what painting are you working on?
I'm working on another dirt motorcycle painting.
Oh.
So this one, the scenery is really different.
Oh,
It's got really lots of mud in it.
Yeah. How long have I been on? Oh, 2.5 hours. I get. Oh, I guess the chat got quiet. Let's see. Okay, I guess I will. I guess I'm going to end it. Thank you so much for coming on panel, Jessie.
You're welcome. Anytime, Diana.
And thank you for people that joined us in the chat. And thank you so much for joining the live stream today. So bye, everybody. Have a wonderful evening.
Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
I will take it out with my outro. Okay, you can stick around and watch my outro. It's kind of fun.
Okay.
Outro. Here we go.
Heading to Vegas in my blue striped car. She's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. I'm gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. Ticket to my heart. Uno, dos, tres, in my blue striped car. She's riding shotgun and she looks like a star. Yeah, she's got the style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She says she likes it better when we go off-road. Yeah. I'm gonna make it worth your while. I'm gonna make it worth your time. Gonna make it worth your while. When she's with me, we're like superstars. Windows roll down, radio on. I think we could go far. We don't need money. We can skip that part. All I want is her to be with me. She's got a ticket to my heart. The sky is blue, I got the sun in my eyes. It can't get better than when she makes that smile. Yeah, she's got that style that makes you think she's made out of gold. She's turning up the volume on the radio.